welcome to the road to the Final Four. We are glad to have you with us as CBS Sports embarks upon its 20th consecutive year of coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament. I'm Greg Gumbel. He's Clark Kellogg. He is more excited than anybody in the country.
I'm excited about this. This tournament obviously is one that seems to be wide open. I think you'll have your top seeds, the top 4 seeds. Those teams will represent your Final Four in Minneapolis. Double-digit seeds that could prevail today, Georgetown and Georgia State.
The man has already started to backtrack. Quickly setting this afternoon's tournament lineup for you. Coming up shortly, Holy Cross plays Kentucky. Utah State tests Ohio State in East Region action. Georgia State and Wisconsin begin the action out west at 40 past the hour. Then at 2:42 p.m. Eastern Time, St. Joe's and Georgia Tech tip off their 8-9 West Region matchup. Back east, the second games feature Creighton versus Iowa, Hofstra against UCLA. And then at about 3 p.m. Eastern, George Mason and Maryland will get underway. And finally, at 5 Eastern Time, some of you will see UNC Greensboro challenge Stanford, the #1 seed out west. Incidentally, in that Iowa-Creighton game, the Hawkeyes will be minus their leading scorer, junior guard Luke Recker, who's on the mend after fracturing his right kneecap in January. Recker will be out at least through the second round. Tonight, our CBS Sports primetime tournament coverage begins at 7:30 Eastern Time. Among the games on the lineup, top-seeded Duke meets upstart Monmouth. Jason Williams, the Blue Devils' outstanding point guard, whom you just saw, sprained his left ankle on Sunday. He is expected to start. Coach K's squad, however, will again be without the services of starting center Carlos Boozer. On Tuesday, Boozer worked out for the first time since breaking a bone in his right foot on February the 27th. And our road to the Final Four here on CBS will continue in a moment. First round NCAA tournament action is now moments away. Some of you will be going out to Uniondale, New York to see Holy Cross in Kentucky. Everyone else is headed for Greensboro, where Utah State and Ohio State are set to meet. Those scheduled to watch Georgia State against Wisconsin will get you out there for that tip at 12:40. Clark and I will be here throughout the day. Enjoy the games here on CBS.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by Saturn, Pep Boys, the United States Army, and by Bud Light.
After over 10 years, we still have a no-hassle, no-haggle pricing policy at Saturn. We don't yell offers from the highest tree. We don't play games. And we don't have promotions every other week. But that doesn't mean we don't compete.
Lease a 2001 Saturn SL1 for $199 a month for 39 months with zero due at lease signing. Call for lease details.
She just doesn't understand me.
What's to understand? I mean, what is that, Michael?
Is that what you think I sound like?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle, do you use a cellular phone? What's come between you two is static. Here, Sprint PCS built the only all-digital, all-PCS nationwide network, so your calls are clear.
Thank you.
Sprint PCS, 1,200 minutes, all with nationwide long distance.
I was always consumed with the X's and O's of football. Where people went, where they moved to. It was like a chess game to me. I could see 22 people in my mind when I closed my eyes. I could see exactly where they are, exactly where they're going. And I thrived on the strategies and tactics of the game.
Knowledge is the edge. At Invesco Funds, it's the approach we use to make money for investors. You should know what Invesco knows.
When you coach junior gymnastics, you do most of the exercise, so muscle aches are out of the question. That's why I take Advil every time. It's strong enough to get the job done. These kids depend on me, and I depend on Advil.
Advil, stronger than pain. Remember your first kiss, your first slow dance, your first test drive? Get that feeling back at Pep Boys, where new 35,000-mile tires are just $4 for $99. Fall in love with your car again at Pep Boys.
Some people say I'm a renegade. Well, let me tell you how it is. If you break the law in my town, you're going to pay. I want them arrested. I don't make the laws. I make them work.
The District, CBS Saturday.
Welcome everyone to the East Region in Greensboro, North Carolina. In our first game today, the 5th-seeded Ohio State Buckeyes will take on the 12th-seeded Utah State Aggies. This is the leadoff game with great ones to follow, featuring Missouri, Georgia, and UCLA, and #1 seed Duke against Monmouth later tonight. For the 20th consecutive year, the NCAA tournament begins next on CBS.
Mark, why is Grandma eating off the ironing board?
Why not?
This is a kitchen table, not a desk.
It's both now, and Dad's got a schedule for that.
Dinner's at 11.
Ish.
Mark, you go work in your room.
There's no desk up there, and I can't stay awake. I just get in bed, it's like, out.
Would you like a room with a nice big workspace?
Great.
What's this look like? A Holiday Inn?
Hey, Grandma.
Want a room with room to work? Holiday Inn gives you more, and more is better.
We can expect in the coming months is Director of Product Development, Paul Noons.
Nortel Networks is building the new high-performance internet, the wireless internet, with optical technology that makes it faster.
Overall, this has been an exciting
and more
year.
reliable.
But the next few months will mark the beginning of a new Gesundheit.
Come together.
In fact, with technology changing
over me.
Bill Kelly just rewrote his will. To his wife, he'll leave 2 homes and his investment portfolio. He'll leave other assets to his children. All his beneficiaries are here. All except the IRS, who could get 2/3 of everything. See how we earn it. Solomon Smith Barney.
You wouldn't think that 4 daughters would be tough on a lawn, but believe me, they are. In the spring of each year, I like to put down turf builder with halts. Put a preventative barrier down on the lawn to take care of the crabgrass. They never gets a chance to get started. See how nice and thick that is? I'm not only getting rid of the crabgrass, but I'm strengthening up the lawn. Scott's works better than anything else there's out there. There is no other brand in my opinion. I got daughters and I've got Scott's. I'm all set. There's no crabgrass here. Put down turf builder with halts. See any crabgrass here?
Some people say I'm a renegade. Well, let me tell you how it is. If you break the law in my town, you're going to pay. I want them arrested. I don't make the laws. I make them work.
The District, CBS Saturday.
The Coliseum in Greensboro, North Carolina, drenched in rain, but inside, the emotion of the NCAA tournament has arrived. Hi, everyone. Kevin Harlan alongside John Sunvold. Great to have you with us as we begin things here out east in Greensboro, North Carolina. And beginning for the Buckeyes of Ohio State, they start in the middle with Ken Johnson.
Ken Johnson, dominating play for Ohio State, dominating on the defensive end. 2-time Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. Does not allow many shots to get to the basket. If you get inside, he's going to knock it away. 120 blocks this year, not only on his guy, but on the weak side also. Utah State is going to have to attack him. They want him in foul trouble.
And for Utah State, they go inside with Sean Daniels, a big body.
Big body and different than Ken Johnson. 6'6", 270, somewhat of a wide body. He likes to attack bigger players. Active hands, active feet, soft hands. He's got good spin moves. He'll attack Johnson, and what he does best, Kevin, he uses that body to draw contact. Good finisher of the basketball.
Number 5, Ohio State. Number 12, Utah State. Next on CBS.
The more you travel, the more you notice space is at a premium. And the more you'll appreciate United's Economy Plus, with up to 5 extra inches of legroom. One more thing we're doing to make it easier to feel united.
Why are RE/MAX agents so successful selling your home or buying a new one? From birth, they're different.
To the future RE/MAX agent, play has purpose.
Hour 27. Subject becomes cell phone aware.
He exhibits real estate skills quite early.
Fascinating.
Identify tutor.
Correct. RE/MAX agents average more than 13 years experience, but their ability to respond to customers comes naturally. RE/MAX.
Right now, right here, right now.
We approved all of IT's recommendations, Fred, but not the budget.
Fred, did you order that incompatible software I requested?
I'm off to crash the server. Wish me luck.
I'm taking user error to a whole new level.
At CDW, we understand what it can be like in IT. That's why you get a dedicated account manager who understands your needs and an entire support team for solutions beyond the expected.
I wish I could help you, Fred, but as you know, I am clueless.
CDW, computing solutions built for business.
Attention Survivor fans. Wednesday, if you missed any of America's most watched show, here's your chance to catch up.
It's every man for himself.
Survivor on a special night, CBS Wednesday.
Utah State against Ohio State. Let's now go to the third member of our crew here today in the Greensboro Coliseum, Charles Davis.
Thank you, Kevin. You know, today everyone knows about Ohio State University, one of the nationally known figures in college basketball. In fact, they concluded the 1990s with a trip to the Final Four. Not many people know about their opponent, Utah State, but perhaps they should. 27 victories this season, fourth most in NCAA Division 1A, behind Duke, Georgia State, and Stanford. Another win today will go a long way towards national recognition for Stu Morrill's Aggies.
All right, Charles, thank you very much. Stu Morrill is in his third year, the former head coach at Montana and Colorado State. And his team comes into today 27-5 with this grouping of Sean Daniels, Curtis Bobb, Dimitri Jorson, Bernard Rock, and Tony Brown. And for the 5th seed, Buckeyes of Ohio State, Jim O'Brien in his 4th season, the Brooklyn native, former Boston College player, led the team to a Final Four a couple years ago. They come in 20-10 overall. They've got Zach Williams, Ken Johnson, who we talked about, Brent Darby, Boban Sovovich, along with Brian Brown. Brian Brown leads the team in scoring. And our officials today, Fran Conley from the Big East, Joe Lindsay from the Southeast Conference in Big East, Mike Thibodeau, Rails from Louisiana from the ACC in the Southeast Conference. Ohio State relieving a tough beginning of the season, coming back and finishing 11-5 in conference play and getting an at-large berth. Utah State winning the Big West Conference tournament, 3rd straight NCAA tournament appearance. John, what do you look for early?
Well, early Utah State, outstanding defensive team, Kevin. They're going to play man-to-man. Offensively, they'll be patient. Jim O'Brien said yesterday, Utah State reminds him a lot of Wisconsin on the defensive end. Make it difficult to get open shots.
Sovovich throws it inside with Zach Williams, a freshman from Brooklyn, New York, putting it in.
And Williams has steadily improved all season long. Freshman can be a force on the offensive end, doesn't look to score a lot, averages about 7 points a ball game. He will be matched up, though, defensively against Sean Daniels. Utah State will be patient on the offensive end.
Brown feeds inside to Jorson, who goes across the lane, and the rebound inside by Ken Johnson, who travels for the Buckeyes.
Well, first thing you notice off Jorson, they're going to put it inside to him. They want Ken Johnson to get in foul trouble. Johnson a little foul prone, gotten foul problems in the loss at Iowa in the Big Ten Conference tournament. When he is not in there, this Buckeye team is strong.
Bob feeds to Tony Brown.
2-3 zone from the underneath out of bounds. Look for a Rock or Brown to spot up on the outside.
Inside they go to Jorson again. Missing his first and trying to go back up, and off his hands it goes. Dimitri Jorson, a 7-foot senior from Belgium. For those of you expecting to see Georgia State, Wisconsin, we'll be taking you out to that game shortly for a 12:40 Eastern Time tip. Savovich. And on top to Darby. Brown kicks it outside, and Savovich for three.
Savovich solid. Good movement on the Buckeye offense. Spacing is good. They'll try to space it around Ken Johnson on the inside. Savovich has been playing well lately.
Rock on top to Bob, and outside to Brown with the miss, and Jorson is there to slam it in.
Now big finish. He missed the easy one last time down the floor. Has to be a force inside.
The freshman Williams inside to Johnson, back to Williams with a seductive fake, maybe too seductive as he is called for the trim.
You saw the avenue that Williams had to go to the basket. Ken Johnson will normally draw a double team, as he did all during the Big Ten season. Stu Morrill will have to go double team, see what happens. That opens up avenues for other Buckeyes.
Daniels inside, and outside for Curtis Bob. With the rebound pulled down by Williams.
And Darby good with the basketball. Quick. Rock will have to contain it. Good matchup.
He's from Detroit, Michigan. Sean Conley has been seeing some playing time, but Darby gets the start. Third leading scorer.
Darby's been the guy on a roll lately. Almost 15 points a game. Last 8. Tough inside move.
Ken Johnson puts that in, hitting his first shot today. And the 5th seed Buckeyes of Ohio State lead by 5.
Well, the growth of Johnson offensively since he arrived at Ohio State. Every year a little bit better. And that's what he does best.
He is number 4 all-time in the NCAA in blocking shots, all-time Big Ten leader. And a throwaway right there, and the other way coming with it, Bernard Rock, and he's fouled by the Buckeyes.
Good hands by Rock, good foul by Savovich, but talk about Ken Johnson in the open. Offensively, they like to put it into him and see if he'll be aggressive and make moves. There's a little jump hook. Good start for him defensively. This is where he wreaks havoc. You take it in there, you have to be stronger. You want to go right through him. Got in foul trouble against Iowa. Iowa attacked him.
Savovich picked up the foul, and maneuvering is Brown. And back to Jorson, who puts in the second basket today for the Aggies of Utah State.
Now, one of the keys yesterday, Stu Morrill said, Ken Jorson, we need him to put pressure on Johnson. So far, so good.
And that's a hold inside on the Aggies. And they put that on Curtis Bob from Aurora, Colorado. Look at Stu Merrill, who just got a contract extension through the year 2008. These schools, John, want to hold on to their coaches if they got a good one for a long time.
One of the best mid-major schools out there. Last 20 wins they've had, all double-digit figures.
Savovich takes it once again down the lane and puts it down. He had a career-high 23-point performance at Penn State earlier this season.
A ball game where Ohio State was down 20 at halftime, and there's Sean Daniels doing what he does best.
You see he weighs 260 pounds. What do you think?
I think that's a little light, huh? Boy, he's got great feet, good hands, soft hands. Good pass for the basketball.
Almost a steal by Bob. Savovich takes it in, rejected by Daniels, and picked up by Curtis Bob.
Daniels led the Big West Conference in block shots at 55. You can compare that. Ken Johnson had 120 in the Big Ten Conference.
Here's Bernard Rock from New York City. Utah State so far is 37% from the field, 3 of 8.
They will run a lot of different offensive sets to confuse Ohio State this afternoon.
Bob with the miss. Ohio State with their 5th rebound. Zach Williams twisting and turning on Daniels. Will apply some pretty good defense, and they kick it back on top, and Darby now controls.
As you mentioned, Darby inserted in the starting lineup, has been coming off the bench 2 years ago on the run to the Final Four. Ryan Brown was inserted into that starting lineup, being the 6th man all year long. They won all 5 games, so they got to the Final Four. They lost to UConn in the semifinals.
Bob made the steal but couldn't convert, and the Ohio State Buckeyes on top by 3 early in Greensboro. The Ohio State Buckeyes have had 4 turnovers in 10 possessions, thus only a 3-point lead. Rebounding Utah State 7-2, which didn't surprise you coming in.
Little half-court pressure now by Utah State. Changed defenses at different times in this ballgame.
Sean Connolly is now checked in for the Buckeyes.
Ohio State normally doesn't turn the ball over that much. They've had a solid season, 3rd in the Big Ten.
Will Dudley is also checked in, a junior from Brooklyn. And Dudley has the ball on top to Brown.
Good charge, good block.
Daniels has been in the face of a couple different guys. He has 2 blocks now in this game.
He catches guys off guard. Quick off his feet, has quick hands.
Again, for those of you expecting to see Georgia State and Wisconsin, we'll be taking you out to that game shortly for a 12:40 Eastern, 11:40 Central tip. It's about 5 minutes from now. Kevin Harlan, John Sunvold, and Charles Davis from Greensboro, North Carolina. Bernard Rock to Brown. Got a screen from Jorson. Inside to Daniels.
Yeah, so effective, so patient. A lot of times you'll see young players rush everything. Daniels, a senior.
He started 2-2. And they go inside to Dudley, counted for 2. Will Dudley, who is coming off a career-high 26 minutes in a loss to Iowa in the Big Ten tournament, comes in, the 6'8 junior. The foul on the play was called on Johnson. It's Terreno Johnson, who just checks in for Utah State. And here is Dudley at the free throw line.
Attacking the press. Ohio State wants to do. I'm sure they get good looks on the other end. Great matchup. Darby on Rock. Bernard Rock, one of the quicker players in this tournament, as is Darby. Pretty good challenge for Rock to see how well he plays. Struggled last year in NCAA when they lost to UConn. Played against Elamine. Had a tough outing.
Deion Bailey missing it going inside. He is a senior and fresh off the Aggie bench. And here comes Brown. And looking for Dudley of Ohio State. The Buckeyes finishing 3rd in the Big Ten Conference this year. But very much an up-and-down season. Ken Johnson with a corkscrew shot, and Daniels is there to collect it for the Aggies.
This is Greg Gumbel in New York. We will, of course, keep you updated on what happens between Utah State and Ohio State. But those of you waiting for the action in the West region between Georgia State and Wisconsin, let's take you to Boise. Craig Bolerjack and James Worthy.
Welcome to Boise, Idaho. Opening round of the West region, and the day starts with Georgia State against Wisconsin, the 11th seed in the West against the 6th seed. Now, following Georgia State and Wisconsin will be George Mason and Maryland tonight. A battle of former champions, Georgetown and Arkansas, followed by Hampton and Iowa State. And hi, everybody. I'm Greg Bolerjack along with James Worthy. Georgia State, no, is not a household name, but they do not lack in talent.
Well, they have a household coach in Lefty Giselle, and he's conjured up some pretty good players. One in particular, Shenard Long. Now, he has impressive numbers, but he's really enhanced the whole program since his arrival at Georgia State. A slasher, a sticker. It'll be interesting to see the matchup between he and Mike Kelly of Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's so tough defensively, but they're going to have to get some offensive punch today, inside, outside from Kirk Benning.
And they will get it from Mr. Penny. Now, he's a very savvy guy that will move without the basketball, but he can stick it from outside, one of the leaders in the Big Ten.
Wisconsin is coached by Brad Soderberg, took over for Dick Bennett. Kind of a surprise move in late November. Let's take a look at the lineups this morning. And for Wisconsin, they'll go with Kowski, Vershaw, Penny, Boone, and Kelly. Georgia State, Terrell, Campbell, Cooper, Long, and Morris. And the head coach at Georgia State, Lefty Driesell, 69 years young, the 4th school he's taken to postseason play. Let's check in now with our 3rd member of our team, and here's Bob Wenzel. Bob?
Thank you, Craig. This provides a very interesting contrast in style. For Wisconsin, their formula for success, stingy defense, judicious shot selection. On the other hand, Georgia State wants to run up and down the court. Wisconsin wants the game in the 50s. Georgia State wants it in the 80s. Something's got to give.
All right, thank you, Bob. Our referees today, Andre Patillo, James Lucky, and Mike Wood. Wisconsin comes in 19-10. A 9-7 record in the Big Ten. Lost to Indiana, James, in the first round of the Big Ten tournament by a 64-52 count. Georgia State walked through the Trans-America Conference tournament. They finished the season with 7 straight wins. And James, in that tournament, they win by 39. They pick up a 10-point win and finish things off with a 24-point victory. And what about Wisconsin? Madison, Wisconsin, the home. 40,000 plus enrollment, 18-10. Their conference, the Big Ten, they pick up the at-large berth. And James, they played 500 against tournament teams this season.
Well, a rare team and really a beauty to watch if you've played the game, if you've been to basketball camp, and if you've learned the fundamentals, because Wisconsin will not go outside of what they can do. They know what they can do. They're not going to do anything different. Very fundamental. They lure you into their style of game, and it's not by accident that they've been successful against some pretty good teams.
Well, they allow under 57 points a game. That's how tough they are defensively. And don't forget, last season they rolled into the Final Four because of that defense. Lost to Michigan State in the semifinal in Indianapolis, 53-41, and that same starting 5 on the floor today here in Boise.
And you talk about their defense. It'll be interesting today. Bob mentioned the contrasting styles. Georgia State loves to run, but Wisconsin only allows about 2 points per game for fast breaks. They really send 3 people back and don't give up a lot on the transition.
Boone on the break, 2-on-1. Oh, slapped away, but rebounded by Kelly. Athletic is Georgia State. Around the rim and out. Bam Campbell the rebound.
Well, Shenard Long demonstrating his leaping ability. He's very versatile, does it all for Georgia State.
3-point bucket by Kevin Morris, a senior out of New York.
Well, one thing about Kevin Morris is that he'll suffocate you on defense, and his defense will dictate his offense, and he can stick that 3 at will. You do not want to leave Morris open for Georgia State.
Then he feeds baseline. Vershaw likes to back in. Little spin move, hangs on the pivot, and gets a nice bucket.
That was one of the concerns of Vershaw this year, is that he was not finishing around the bucket. Looks like he's improving that. A great spin move, drop step inside.
And a whistle on the drive, and it's going to go against Vershaw, his first. Now, getting back to Mark Vershaw, his senior season, he struggled. He is struggling 39%. That's down from 45% from the floor just a year ago.
Well, last year he was Wisconsin's leading scorer, but wasn't a great passer. So this year he's kind of concentrated on passing the ball with the type of offense that Wisconsin's run. A lot of back doors. He's a good trigger man.
Let's take a look at where Georgia State hails from. Atlanta, Georgia. A surprise for folks. Enrollment 24,000, a commuter school. Lefty Drizel told us, when they got the phone call originally, he goes, where? Yeah, come down to Atlanta. Look what he's done here, taking his 4th school to the NCAA tournament.
Well, Lefty, I had the opportunity to play against Lefty when I was in North Carolina, and Lefty was at Maryland, so I know he has a lot of tricks up his sleeve. Great personality, and he's a coach that opponents like. As you see the putback by Andy Kowalski.
Kowalski, a senior from Brookfield, Wisconsin. Those type of shots is the reason why he shoots 53% from the floor. Very tough on the rebounding offensive side, and likes to put the ball back in the hole.
And in talking to Lefty Drizel yesterday, Georgia State not a great rebounding team. One of the things that they cannot afford to give up to Wisconsin in particular is offensive rebounds.
There's Lefty. 21 20-win seasons throughout his career. His 761 wins, 5th all-time behind Smith, Rupp, Iba, and Knight.
Look for Wisconsin to try to wear down this man-to-man. They're pretty good at passing the ball around, and they're looking to go inside to Vershaw, who's really establishing himself early, knowing that Wisconsin needs his presence inside. He's finishing so far in this ball game.
You would never know he has struggled this season. As I mentioned, 39% from the floor, down about 6 percentage points from a year ago. He had 10 points in that loss to Indiana. in the Big Ten tournament.
Well, one thing about Vershaw, this is his last year. You know, there are no more games after today if they don't win. So that has a tendency to get these senior players to playing up to par, even if they've had a subpar season.
James, you've been in that position in tournament play. I guess psychologically, what's the profile in these, in the approach to these games, knowing it's 1 and out?
Well, you know, it's a lot of anxiety, and if you aren't able to channel that fear and the butterflies into positive play,
early,
really,
I would think. Early.
Absolutely, you have to do it like the day before. You really have to get your mindset away from the distractions, focus on your team. You know, get this sweaty palms dry and just focus on the things that you've done all year long. You don't want to get the mind game going.
Vershaw up top, around the penny, wants the 3 ball, drops it.
Well, they're going to set a lot of picks at the top of the key. That time, Vershaw being the trigger man, a great passer, boom, set a little brush pick. And Kirk Penny, excuse me, is a guy that you just don't leave any airspace.
Tough shot inside. Terrell denied, and here comes Wisconsin. They'll walk it up the court. Kelly. Penny from New Zealand shoots 43% from behind that 3-point line. That's where he is now. On to Boone, who's a threat every time. Likes to put it on the floor. Dribble drive. Penny caught. Kowski. They kick to Kelly. 15 on the shot. Good defense by Georgia State.
Well, the defense is good, but Wisconsin's will wear you down, and they'll pass the ball around. You think they're going to shoot, they make the extra pass, they wear you down, and sooner or later the defense is going to give up something. You're either going to go up to sleep, give up a backdoor play. Wisconsin's doing an excellent job of patience on offense.
From the corner, short. And a timeout here in Boise. 15:33 left, opening half. Wisconsin with a 5-point lead as you watch the sweet stroke from Penny.
After the first few days of basic training, you realize your preconceptions were all wrong. You're ready to make the transition from civilian to soldier. You've seen your drill sergeants. They aren't so bad. Then you realize your training hasn't even started yet.
Get off the ball! You better move! You had better pick up the pace!
Log on. Watch Basic begin.
We're all waiting on you!
Only at GoArmy.com.
Just whistle while you work.
Just whistle while you work.
If you want happy employees, help secure their financial futures. At the Principal Financial Group, that's what we do. In fact, more employers choose us for their 401k plans. Financial solutions for growing companies from the Principal Financial Group. We understand what you're working for.
Through this company's website, there is a customer who buys Kung Fu films and Civil War documentaries. But today, the customer's package includes music as sung by a large, colorful dinosaur. The website software quietly updates its records to anticipate the next purchase. The software is not perplexed by the inconsistencies in the customer's taste. Always perceptive and never puzzled. Enterprise software from Microsoft.
This month, the madness hits The Late Show with Kate Hudson, Aerosmith, Johnny Depp, The Go-Go's, Paul Simon, Survivor Castaways, and brand new stand-up from Jerry Seinfeld. This month on Dave.
Wisconsin ball. Welcome back to Boise State University, Wisconsin, and Georgia State and the Badgers on a 7-0 run over the past 3 minutes. Well, the new, and there's the old. Soderberg in his first tournament, and hey, this is just commonplace for Lefty.
He's been in this situation so many times. you know, a great strategist of the game. He can deviate from his game plan. He can think on his feet. He's had every possible game situation that you could imagine. So, you know, imagine what he brings to this game.
Here's the matchup as you look. 39 seasons, 761 wins. 13 times he's been to the NCAA, and Soderberg just a rookie as he took over for Dick Bennett, who took this team, this Wisconsin team, to the Final Four a year ago.
It is now Georgia State ball.
Soderberg, though, a student of Dick Bennett, who played for Dick Bennett at Wisconsin Stevens Point as a guard, so he's been around this type of philosophy for many years.
Here's Wisconsin's on the out-of-bounds play, and that's a violation, a bounce pass that hit the baseline pass. Ball goes to Georgia State. You really have to be careful when you're under the basket. Two things. You have to be careful with the baseline pass. Don't hit that baseline in line, and you don't want to throw the ball and hit the backboard. Those are two common mistakes for the baseline out-of-bounds pass.
Good patience by Georgia State. Tough to move on Wisconsin. Shot clock under 10. On the drive, Moore's hands up. Bam, Campbell, boy, he slammed it before the ball went down. He lucky got the bounce.
No question, but a good penetration by Morris. It's the first time we've seen Wisconsin in that zone. I think that might play into Georgia State's favor because they have guys like Long and Morris who are able to penetrate and drive the gaps and dish off for easy layups.
Campbell gets the defensive board up to Terrell. He wants the three around the rim. Campbell fights for it. And Penny brings it down for Wisconsin.
Well, rebounding is going to be a problem for Georgia State. They cannot afford to come down and shoot the quick one shot and get out. That allows Wisconsin to get the rebound and establish the tempo, which is to a turtle if you've been a witness of this team for the last few years.
Penny up high, around the horn. Kelly, the defensive specialist. Vershaw.
That's one of the problems. You see how far he's out from the post. Now he was pushed out another 3 feet. Very patient move, baseline off the glass, but he's going to have to establish himself lower inside if Vershaw wants to be a little bit more effective.
Vershaw so far 3 of 5 from the floor. Long picks up the foul, his first, so Wisconsin will get it right back.
Well, Georgia State is used to playing pretty good defense themselves, but you're running into a team, Wisconsin, who they play areas, they play collective defense. You don't see it often. You know, they know where their help is, and they do an excellent job of recognizing offenses.
Third turnover for Georgia State. Down by 5. There's a steal. Pick the pocket of Kelly. And up for the easy layup is Morris. His second bucket, 5 points. Had a 3 to start this game.
Good pick in the backcourt by Vershaw, but Kevin Morris is a New York City guy. He's very flashy, very sneaky, as we saw him take a steal. And there's one by Shenard Long, and that's what they do, and that's how they score. They suffocate you on defense. Missed the easy layup, though. Should have used the glass from the angle.
Penny, the rebound, back off to Kelly. A missed opportunity. Under 13 minutes left, opening half. Offensive foul, baseline. George. Well, don't miss a minute of action for live game updates. Go to March Mayhem's Tournament Live at the Internet's home of college basketball. CBS.sportsline.com or AOL keyword CBS Sportsline.
Georgia State suffocating defense, particularly with Long and Morris. Now that's how they rely on setting the tone, setting the tempo, and they get a lot of points while still.
Roy Boone picked up the foul, and in the ballgame, Ricky Bauer, sophomore. For Wisconsin, offensive board wouldn't go for the big fella, Bam Campbell.
Only one player on the offensive boards for Georgia State. They're going to have to shoot a high percentage. They're going to take those shots and only send one guy in there, which was Bam Campbell that time for an offensive board.
Davis also in for Wisconsin. Bauer off the pick, shoots the 3. Boy, he has the hot hand just coming right off the bench. Averages just over 4 points a game and knocks down the 3.
And he is a local Boise boy, and the crowd is behind Wisconsin because of that.
Now Meridian, Idaho, just about 10 miles down the road, transferred out of Ricks Junior College and just returned off a 2-year Mormon mission to Poland. A former Mr. Idaho of basketball.
To Idaho.
3 on the metrics.
11:59 remaining. Opening half, Wisconsin, Georgia State. We'll come back after this.
A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on the CBS.
Today, we are celebrating a milestone. We showed a profit. Because of that, we are being funded an additional $20 million. One stipulation. We need to extend our infrastructure to Hong Kong, Tokyo, and Singapore, and do it in 90 days. What?
And that's when it hits you. You are so ready for IBM.
Every year about this time, there's usually a major upset or two. So why should this year be any different? Presenting the car that drove off with one of Germany's most coveted new car awards and had the audacity not to be German. The Volvo S60. To savor this Cinderella story and possibly win a Volvo S60, visit revolvolution.com.
Hey, how was your business trip to Chicago?
Good. How was your week off?
Great. My friends and I went to the beach.
Really?
Yeah, we rented from Hertz.com. Found their best rates, special offers, and terrific discounts because I'm a AAA member.
Maybe we should try it this weekend.
We.
Wisconsin leads Georgia State 14-8. Vershaw leading the way for the Badgers with 6 points, but the Trans-America Conference Player of the Year, Shenard Long, who averaged over 18 points a game, James struggling 0 for 2 from the floor to start.
Well, we talked about the matchup at the beginning of the game. Now, Mike Kelly is known throughout the Big Ten as being one of the best on-the-ball perimeter defenders in the land. He suffocates you like a shadow. And it's not surprising to me that Shenard Long has had a slow start. Mike Kelly is a position defensive player, smart, savvy, and for a defender, one of the Jordan Wooden finalists, and that's rare for a defensive player.
Offensive foul, Cooper. Daryl Cooper, a sophomore from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Good position by Ricky Bauer.
And you use a key word there, Craig, position, because that's what Wisconsin does. They study the tape, they study the tendencies. Very smart basketball club. They don't have a lot of athleticism, but they have smarts and fundamentals, and a lot of young players are moving away from that, not Wisconsin.
This is just a schooled team. Around the rim and out.
And they're very upset that they're coming in as an underdog against Georgia State after making the Final Four last year. That's got to be an incentive for Wisconsin coming in. They have to prove themselves all over again after a very successful season last year.
Wills pulls down the rebound after coming off the bench for Wisconsin.
Right now, Wisconsin has dictated the game. They've dictated the tempo. They've taken out a key player in Shenard Long. Mike Kelly has done that well here in the first 10 minutes of this ball game. And there's a great smooth move by Trevon Davis, but he missed the layup.
He is the penetrator at the point. for Wisconsin.
I mean, there are moments where he creates at will, whether you're playing man-to-man or zone. His quickness to the basket is exceptionally good.
You may see some of the scores in your upper left-hand corner. Those are active scores that are being played around the country in this, of course, great tournament, this great month of March. We'll keep you updated right here. Wisconsin 14, Georgia State 8, shot clock under 10. Long makes his move baseline, in traffic, 0 for 3. Another rebound goes out to Vershaw.
And the shot clock was running down. Shenard Long made a nice acrobatic move to the bucket, but he did it under pressure.
Georgia State, as you saw, one field goal, James, 5 minutes. But still only down 14-8.
Well, there's a team in their conference, Sanford, who plays a similar style, but no one does it as consistently, as often, and to perfection as Wisconsin's done. So even if you've seen a team similar, it's not the same. And Bashar misses a turnaround from 10 feet because he was pushed out a little too far.
Well, the Panthers have missed their last 6 shots from the floor.
Won't be long before Lefty fires him up a little bit because he's that type of coach. He'll observe for a little while. This team, Georgia State, has not picked up any intensity of yet.
Bam Campbell picks up the foul, his first. Campbell is kind of the enforcer, the muscle man on this Georgia State team. Charlie Wills will toe the line.
Georgia State does not have the height, and they can't allow Wisconsin to continue this tempo. They got to do something to pick up the pace.
CBS Sports coverage of the entire NCAA basketball tournament is interactive through Ultimate TV. Sorts of ways to participate in March Madness. Wills his second shot off the back of the iron. Terrell the rebound. Coming up on the 9-minute mark. Georgia State, James, an explosive team offensively, 16th ranked in the country, 81 points so far, held to 8. Little soft touch jumper wouldn't go. Rebound underneath, fighting for position, stripped away. Still loose and a whistle. Out of bounds, last touch by Georgia State. Wisconsin basketball.
Well, Georgia State is used to getting buckets easily. They're not used to setting up, being patient, passing around, going up against a collapsing defense like Wisconsin's, as you see, surrounded by 5 players on that offensive rebound. And I want to keep an eye on the matchup between Kelly and Long. Kelly is a great defender. Long is having trouble finding his comfort zone. And without him, he is going to have trouble. Georgia State.
Boone, baseline off the window. Roy Boone, first bucket out of Madison, Wisconsin. 3rd-team all Big Ten pick. And Wisconsin now is double up Georgia State 16-8. Kelly picks up Long. Linton backs off.
Well, so Long he's indecisive right now because he just dribbled the ball in one spot for about 10 seconds. Kelly suffocating him as he's shooting these leaning 8-footers and getting frustrated now, committing the foul. Wisconsin has frustrated Shenard Long early in this ball game, and now he's starting to force the issue.
Long 0 for 4. 7:42 left. Opening half, and we'll come back to Boise after this.
A lot of people talk about police corruption, but no one ever does anything about it.
They're all dirty, but I need your help to prove it.
Watch your back.
Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when it's home.
Exit Wounds, rated R. Starts tomorrow at a theater near you.
Lisa?
Tom.
Nice to meet you. I got a little held up at work.
Where's that?
L.A. Introducing the 260 horsepower Acura TL Type S.
The next generation of wireless communication is here, and technologies from Agilent are helping make it all possible. We've taken the fiction out of science fiction. Agilent Technologies, dreams made real.
Tempting, flirtatious, seductive. And that's just the fender. It's that time of year at Pep Boys where you can save over $90 on these great car care products. Fall in love with your car again at Pep Boys.
Enterprise? You rented our car from Enterprise?
Yeah.
Why Enterprise?
Because they pick us up. Free.
A free pickup? Wow, they ought to be #1.
They are #1.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Looking after your wife's dad for the day is no problem.
Easy, I'm not a martini.
Unless you happen to lose them. The all-new King of Queens, CBS Monday.
Wisconsin, the 6th seed in the West, leading the 11th seed, Georgia State Panthers. Good crowd in here early. Boise State, 7:42 left, opening half, and Wisconsin leads the Panthers 16-8.
And the Badgers have controlled the tempo. Georgia State just tried to give a little false full-court pressure, but Wisconsin has seen every aspect of the game, and right now they are just executing the ball at will. Great pass inside to Roy Boone.
4 points the first minute and a half, and since that time, 4 points. They've missed their last 8 shots from the floor. It's a drought. About 5+ minutes.
Well, they're not getting the steals, and the #1 player, Shenard Long, has been absent from the first half, and they kind of need him along with Kevin Mars to ignite this ball club. If Long is not active and getting the job done, you know, the rest of the team is kind of waiting for him. Long in the first half has shot 0 for 4 from the field, and really just has not been a factor. Kelly has just suffocated him from Wisconsin. Look at the defense of Kelly. There's nowhere to go. And whenever you have to resort to behind the back kind of moves and, you know, non-fundamental moves to get open, it's a sign that the defense is working. Mike Kelly, I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, look at the defense. Look at the sliding of the feet under the pick, recognizing where he wants to go, forcing them into a bad play, almost a turnover.
Tough to get it inside. They're going to have to depend on the outside shot. And Morris connects. A 2-pointer. Morris leading the way. He scored 7 of Georgia State's 10 points at this point, and it's an 8-point Badger lead.
Well, he's a great scorer, but lately he's been more interested in getting the ball to others. But I think here in the first half, he's going to have to look for a shot, and they're going to have to continue to try to go inside to Bam Campbell if he can establish a low post position. But right now, Shenard Long is frustrated. He's forcing the issue. It might be a good idea to take him out for a minute or two just to give him a blow and so he can catch himself.
Andy Kowski struggles from the line, 54%. Makes the first. Wednesday on CBS, Newsday calls Big Apple the season's best new drama. Find out for yourself what all the talk's about. Ed O'Neill stars in an all-new Big Apple on a special night Wednesday after Survivor. Kowski, a senior from Brookfield, Wisconsin. Big body so far. It's been tough to move him out.
He's sneaky. He's a sneaky offensive rebounder. Doesn't really get good position, but he's long and lanky and has a knack for going over the top and getting offensive rebounds. Watch out.
Morris with the 7 points. The rest of the team have chipped in 3.
Wisconsin's going back from a man-to-man, a little bit of zone. They're mixing it up. They're giving Georgia State a lot to look at, and it's hard to get into an offense when you go down court one time it's man-to-man, next time it's a zone. But that time They did an excellent job of cutting. Good slash move by Kevin Morris.
Well, Morris with a 9-point first half, trying to keep Georgia State close. Under 6 minutes left, he'll go to the line to try a three-point play.
There's a good spreading of the floor. Wisconsin to man. I think Georgia State may be a little bit more effective with that. There it is again from the weak side. Kevin Morris, the point guard, on the receiving end of that play. But Georgia State has veteran players. They have the transfer players, so they're not young players who may be a little bit afraid to play. These guys have been around. Shenard Long, we know, transferred from Georgetown, led them in scoring as a sophomore in 97, 98. So the transfer players have some experience.
Yeah, 10 of the 12 roster players for Lefty Driesell have played elsewhere, either in the junior college ranks or in Division I. Morris, who leads the way with 9 points, played his freshman year at Georgia Tech.
They call themselves the Gypsies. And they check their egos at the door. That's a strong statement from their star player, Shenard Long, because they've been at big-time universities, didn't pan out as well. And they come here to Georgia State knowing that they have to check their egos at the door with Lefty Driesell.
McIntosh trying to look inside. Gunsby is in, who's a wide body for Lefty Driesell.
See, Georgia State is searching to see what kind of defense Wisconsin is in. Normally they are attacking immediately when they see a man-to-man, but Wisconsin has mixed it up so well here in the first half, forcing Kevin Morris to shoot, a bad shot. He's usually driving and kicking, but they have not been able to figure out the defense of Wisconsin.
Davis trying to look inside. Davis driving, the little man with the bucket. Boise State. Round 1 of the West region. Wisconsin on top of Georgia State, 22-12. It's been tough defense by the Badgers. Kevin Morris with 9 points for Georgia State, and Long still looking for his first bucket from the floor.
Well, Craig, they just not have been able to figure out Wisconsin's defense, as we have an injured player on the floor we aren't able to identify. I think it may be Bam Campbell for Georgia State. We can't actually see the back of the jersey yet, but Wisconsin's defense has disallowed Georgia State #1 player Shenard Long to be involved. Here it is, right side of your screen. You see an elbow to the head from Vershaw as he was trying to box Gunsby out there, and that's a pretty big elbow from Vershaw.
Gunsby down, but now slowly back up. 25 years old is Liddell Gunsby. He played some junior college basketball at Atlanta Metro and then went 3 years of military service. 22-12 our score. You can see field goals difficult for the Panthers. 5 of 20. They've hit only 1 of 9 from behind the three-point line.
No transition points for Georgia State, not many. Wisconsin's taken away the transition game. They only allow about 2 points per game all season long in transition points. So you have to work for everything against the Badgers.
Vershaw, big fella, up top to Penny. Penny with the early three-point bucket. Now feeding inside. Boy, tough move. Vershaw got it, counted, and an opportunity for a three-point play.
Now we're seeing something that we have not seen Vershaw all season long. And this is what happens the second season. Look at the position he gets, though. Not that deep, but a little spin move, kept his little pump fake to the baseline, up and under. Remnants of Kevin McHale in his Minnesota days, just up and under moves. Great move by Vershaw.
Vershaw with a chance for a three-point play, shoots 73% from the line. 9 points for Vershaw and a timeout. 3:35 remaining opening half, and Wisconsin opens up a 13-point lead.
Evan, I'm going out. Remember, when the guy comes to fix the dryer, tell him it doesn't dry. If your mother calls, find out what flight she's on, otherwise we won't know where to meet her. Dinner's in the oven. Turn it on at 5.
Eat a Wendy's honey ham and chicken sandwich and something happens. That delicious combination of a whole breast filet, honey ham, and creamy Dijon sauce makes it difficult to pay attention to anything else.
And I told the neighbor you'd feed their cat. If you have a minute, honey, the back door's stuck open.
Come in. Wendy's honey ham and chicken.
Lunch, anyone?
You just made a touch goal. Now take first position. Stop, stop, stop. You are so clumsy. Again. You are a peacock. Strut, strut. You are a camel in the desert. You are a tree. You are a redwood. You are a sapling. Express yourself.
Announcing Singular, the wireless company that believes in the joy of self-expression.
Bravissimo.
It is more than a trial by fire. It is a rite of passage. And if you can master your fear, outsmart your enemy, and never yield even to yourself, you will be changed forever. The few, the proud, the Marines.
It's very late. Time is running out. The clock is ticking down. But this is no basketball game. You have a paper due. Introducing Questia.com, the online library where you can access entire books for all your research. Save time with automatic footnote and bibliography tools. Stop sweating. Questia.com. Write better papers faster. Register now for a free 1-week trial at Questia.com.
See why Raymond is TV Guide's Comedy Series of the Year.
I have never been more attracted to you in my entire life.
An all-new Raymond, CBS Monday.
Georgia State's two big guns are struggling. Shenard Long averaging 18 points a game, and Thomas Terrell averaging over 17. Really struggling. Lowest first half point total this year, 20. Right now they've got 12 with 3:31 remaining.
Well, it doesn't surprise me at all because Wisconsin has done that to some pretty good scores in the past. But
3:26 remaining in the opening half here in Boise. And Wisconsin, tough defense, some pretty good inside shooting by Mark Verschaw. And they lead by 13.
We were just mentioning two of the top players, Terrell Thomas and Shenard Long, 0 of 10. And they're not going to get their usual shots.
And those two are 0 for 5 behind the three-point arc. Bauer wants the three. Boy, Ricky Bauer came off the bench, hit a three. Hits another three, and a timeout call by Lefty Drizel. So a timeout, and the threes are falling for Wisconsin.
Karen Ellis invests in 3 different mutual funds, so she can relax, knowing she's diversified. What she doesn't know is that her funds have 40% of the same stocks in common. See how we earn it. Solomon Smith Barney.
Who's your friend, Mark?
He's a venture capitalist.
Oh, you still trying to trademark the .and .com?
Okay, if I can get just a little investment from you, this is a go. I'll take that as a yes. Mom, I gotta send an email here. I need an upgrade.
You need a data port.
That's, yes.
What's this look like, sweetie? A Holiday Inn?
Data ports, meeting rooms, business services. Holiday Inn gives you more, and more is better.
It's very late. Time is running out. The clock is ticking down. But this is no basketball game. You have a paper due. Introducing Questia.com, the online library where you can access entire books for all your research. Save time with automatic footnote and bibliography tools. Stop sweating. Questia.com. Write better papers faster. Register now for a free 1-week trial at Questia.com.
Hey, Bobby, how was the weekend?
Went to the in-laws. They had cable.
Basic.
Afraid so.
Man, I'm sorry. The kid's okay?
They're still young.
Well, listen, Bob. If you need to talk.
We love this stuff, even more than you do. Now get the best in home entertainment with a $200 mail-in rebate.
This month, the madness hits the Late Show with Kate Hudson, Aerosmith, Johnny Depp, The Go-Go's, Paul Simon, Survivor Castaways, and brand new stand-up from Jerry Seinfeld. This month on Dave.
Boise, Idaho, West Region first round. Wisconsin leading Georgia State from Atlanta, 28-12. And Shenard Long and Thomas Terrell still looking for their first points for Georgia State.
Well, Wisconsin's, they thrive on defense and preparation, and they're totally prepared for this Georgia State team, shutting down two of their big scores.
Darryl Cooper, the left-hander, hits a floater.
And that's what's necessary. Excuse me, Craig. That's what's necessary when your top scorers are out. You need other people to start to look for their shots, because right now Georgia State needs some opportunities to score, not their star players. They're not getting the job done as yet.
Kowski left wide open and hits.
Basket number 15, Andy Kowski.
Second bucket from the floor. 6 points for Andy Kowski, a senior out of Brookfield, Wisconsin. He shoots 53% from the floor. You give him a wide open shot from the free throw line, and the big guy has a good touch.
Well, that's a shot that must be made in this game from about 17 feet. It's almost like a free throw, and with no one around you, you got to knock that one down.
We talked about Kelly's defense. He is human. First foul at the 1:57 mark.
Well, and it was questionable because he did a great job of cutting off Long to the basket. So that's a tough call to make, but Kelly just suffocating. There it is again.
Georgia State trying to do some slashing, and now a jump ball. Well, coming up on the Singular at the half, Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg will get you updated on all the tournament news, all the scores, all the highlights, plus a live look at the action going on in the NCAA tournament. That's coming up on the Singular at the half. Wisconsin has made 6 of their last 8 from the floor, and they lead 30-14.
I got to tell you, Thomas Terrell and Shenard Long have to start doing other things. They can't look for their shot. They have to get some steals. They have to get some offensive boards, get to the free throw line, get something productive so they can get their game jump started. Right now, they're kind of looking for their shots, shooting bad shots, and getting more and more frustrated. Good move inside by Bam Campbell.
Well, if Long and Terrell can't move inside and draw the foul, how about Bam Campbell?
That's what they need to do. They need to establish their inside game, flash, set some picks, get some easy ones.
Bam Campbell, junior from Memphis.
Real name is Del Torre.
Rolls into first. 4 points for Bam Campbell. Saturday on CBS, a sting operation exposes police corruption. Now the toughest fight against crime is between the cops themselves. Don't miss Craig T. Nelson in the district. That's Saturday on CBS. Campbell gets another and sinks it. 5 for Campbell.
Well, during that last Georgia State timeout, Lefty finally got in their faces, and
he was barking, let's just say.
He was barking a little bit. Then he stepped away from the timeout and allowed the assistant coaches to finish it up. And this team, Georgia State, looking like they're trying to respond. They're trying to add some pressure and get the ball inside.
Good hustle by Campbell. Knocks it away from Vershaw. 18 left on the shot clock. Under a minute left in the opening half.
The only way Georgia State's going to get back in this ball game is going to be defense, and they have to extend themselves and forget about their shot, and they're starting to pick up the defense here, but it's only 15 seconds left in the half.
Davis shut down, baseline wide open for Vershaw, trying to feed it out. Bam Campbell. He leads it out to Morris. Backs it out. Too strong. Campbell going for the offensive board. Stolen. Kowski. Very quick for a 6'8", 230-pounder.
Yeah, I mentioned he's very sneaky, very unorthodox.
Timeout, Wisconsin. Badgers 30, Georgia State 16.
It's drive time. Get to your Goodyear retailer, where right now you'll get a $50 fast credit when you buy 4 selected tires on your Goodyear card account. That's $50 you'll save right on the spot. Qualifying tires include selected Goodyear Eagles, Goodyear Wranglers, and the new AquaTread 3. The $50 fast credit offer, only from Goodyear. For complete details from the retailer nearest you, call 1-800-GOODYEAR.
30-16 Wisconsin. Georgia State, James, we knew an explosive offensive machine averaging 81 points a game, but you didn't know how they were going to fare against this tenacious defense of Wisconsin, who's allowed less than 57 points a game throughout the season.
Yeah, and Georgia State, a team that averages about 80, regardless of your style, if you're unable to incorporate that and bring it into play, it's no good at all. And Wisconsin has taken Georgia State out of their transition game. Georgia State is not hitting any three-pointers. Their top 2 scorers are not a factor in the first half. No points for Shenard Long or Thomas Terrell.
Vershaw on the trailer, lost it, and double dribble by Kowski. Turnover, 4 seconds and change remaining. So final shot coming up for Georgia State.
I was going to say, if they could get it to 10, that's good. Right now they're at 16, they're down. Excuse me, down 14.
Morris pushes, shoots at the buzzer, and hits!
Huge going into half.
Remember that shot. Kevin Morris. 12-point half for the senior from New York City.
The New York City shot. Here it is, full court. So behind the back. That's a pretty good shot for Morris.
Let's go down to Bob Wenzel, who's with Wisconsin head coach Brad Soderberg. Bob?
Brad, you have totally imposed your will and your style of play in the first half.
Yeah, I thought we defended really well. I'm concerned, though, because I know how explosive they are offensively. I don't like the way we finished the half, but I feel the game's been played the way we wanted to, and now we've got to just sustain it for another half.
Do you expect some full court pressure for them to get back in the game at the start of the second half?
Absolutely. We prepared for it, and we're ready for it. I expect to see it the last 20 minutes.
Great job in the first half. See you later. Craig?
Well, that ends the first half with Wisconsin on top of Georgia State 30-19. CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
When you have the best performing technology, there's only one thing to do. Push it to the limit. Introducing Hawkeye VFT with variable phase thickness technology, an extraordinary science that provides new levels of forgiveness, power, and accuracy. The new Hawkeye VFT titanium woods, only from Callaway Golf.
Monday, a loaded gun. He killed his brother. And a terrible secret.
It wasn't an accident.
Dana Delaney on Family Law, CBS Monday.
Attention Survivor fans. Wednesday, catch a special episode. CBS 8/7 Central.
It's the peace of mind that comes with a 4-year, 50,000-mile bumper-to-bumper limited warranty. And complimentary scheduled maintenance. But most of all, it's the peace of mind that comes with knowing it will never be mistaken for anything else on the road. The Jaguar S-Type, starting at $44,250.
Critics and
audiences across America agree. 15 Minutes is the first great film of 2001.
Who else but crazy men would film their crimes?
Exciting, unfiltered fury.
The thrill of the hunt.
De Niro is exhilarating.
Come on. Come on.
It's going down! Go, go! Roger Ebert rates 15 Minutes is a real movie.
You think you're gonna get away with it, huh?
15 Minutes, rated R, now playing.
Announcing no comparison whatsoever. Here's their transport. This is ours. Their responsiveness? Ours. In the realm of e-business solutions, some have no serious experience, and some have no serious competition. Announcing Sprint e-Solutions.
Judy, hold on, baby. Hello? Judy, come on, we can talk about this, baby. Don't go. Baby, I can change. I can change. Judy!
Sure gonna miss you.
Now get 0.9% financing plus $1,250 cash back or $2,500 cash back on Ford Explorer. Only at your local Ford store.
We're at halftime in Boise, Idaho. Second half action is underway in Uniondale and in Greensboro. We'll get you caught up on all of it right now.
CBA Sports presents Singular at the Half, sponsored by Singular, the wireless company that believes in the value of self-expression.
Welcome back, everyone, to Singular at the Half. Greg Gumbel in our New York studios, along with Clark Kellogg at halftime. Wisconsin is leading Georgia State 30-19, and you said when they hit it, that's a big three-pointer at the halftime buzzer.
Well, Kevin Moore scored 12 of their point total in that first half, and Shenard Long and Thomas Terrell averaged 35 points a game between them. They did not score, missed all their shots. I think it's a combination of Wisconsin's good, sticky defense, but also first tournament game jitters for those two. If they relax, I sense Georgia State having a chance to come back with the three-point shot.
All right, Clark. Meanwhile, in Uniondale, New York, Holy Cross and Kentucky are underway in the second half. The Wildcats have a 43-38 lead. Let's take you there live now and join Gus Johnson and Dan Bonner.
15:01 to go, second half of play. Kentucky leads Holy Cross 43-38 in a game between second-seeded Kentucky and 15th-seeded Holy Cross.
And it's been a game so far that Holy Cross has been able to hang in the game because they haven't really allowed Kentucky to get that big run, the 10-0 run or the 15-0 run. Every time Kentucky seems to be able to start that, Holy Cross has been able to hit a couple of buckets.
They've hit 6 threes this afternoon. That's really helped them stay in it, but the turnover is a big problem. 17 in the first half of play. They have 19 now. And the bracket here in the East region, Uniondale, take a look. Coming up, Iowa Creighton, BC, Southern Utah, and SC and Oklahoma State.
And Holy Cross stays in the man-to-man defense. And again, they're playing that defense inside the three-point line, trying to force Kentucky to shoot it from the outside.
Marvin Stone, the turnaround air ball. Senkis may have gotten a hand on it. Jared Curry, who has 10 points, the heart and soul of this Holy Cross team, finds Satko across the lane. The runner is no good, and he is called for the offensive foul.
That's Zatko's first personal foul. But the young man, we mentioned before, the Patriot League Player of the Year, has really had a tough time today.
He was the Rookie of the Year last year. Holy Cross's first Rookie of the Year since Ronnie Perry. Perry is their all-time leading scorer. Meanwhile, a blocking foul on the baseline against Curry.
And that matchup with Curry against Tayshaun Prince, that is a handful for Curry. Prince big enough to get inside on him and score over him, and fast enough to beat him to the baseline. And Curry's doing the best he can, but Tayshaun Prince just puts the ball down, gets that head and shoulder around. That's a good call.
Brian Wilson with the steal. 7th turnover for the Kentucky Wildcats. Score remains 43-38. Now Curry, the kick. Wilson, foul from behind by Saul Smith. So Ralph Willard has to be pleased with what he's seeing from his overmatched squad, and he's very familiar with Tubby Smith. They both coached under Rick Pitino at Kentucky.
So Kentucky with the lead on Holy Cross hanging tough. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the East, in Greensboro, North Carolina, Ohio State led by 5 at halftime. Into the second half now, Utah State and Ohio State are tied at 32. Let's join Kevin Harlan and John Sunvold.
We are tied at 32 apiece with 14:31 to play in the second quarter. Ohio State is led by as many as 5. Utah State is led by as many as 1. Ohio State has turned the ball over 14 times. Yet they've been able to lead most of the game. Bernard Hicks smashing his way inside for 2. And Utah State has their biggest lead today.
And here comes a half-court trap. They'll go back to that 2-3 zone defense. Effective so far. Ohio State doesn't even look, Kevin, like they've broken a sweat in the first 6 minutes of the second half.
Utah State is on a 10-3 run. Martin with a spin and a shoot, and he finds a deuce.
Tough move by Martin down low. Coming off the bench. Jim O'Brien needs some energy on that offensive end.
Another tie now at 34. We knew this game had the most potential for an upset of 12 against a 5.
Yeah, this Utah State team comes in. They are confident. 5 seniors they played a year ago in this tournament. They practiced well yesterday. They thought they matched up well with this Ohio State team. Ohio State not a typical Big Ten team. They're not as big and as physical as you would think of Big Ten schools.
They got the coach of the year on their sideline, and Jim O'Brien, as Sean Conley has checked back in for the Buckeyes. Rock got a screen from Vague and slithers down the lane. Another 2-point lead for the Aggies of Utah State.
Well, Bernard Rock quick with the basketball. He thinks pass first, scoring second. Last 2 times down, he's taking it all by himself.
Rock has 12 points, but 7 have come in this very important second half for Utah State. Salmovich. Conley, who's a sophomore from Massachusetts. Here comes Darby, who got the surprise start today. Driving down the lane, launching the runner.
Ohio State better when Darby more aggressive with the basketball. When he puts it on the floor, he's quick. He can create things. Next time down, he gets in the same area. Ken Johnson, he has a lob if he puts it right by the rim.
Rock is hounded by Darby. Here's Tony Brown feeding now on top to Bailey. About 12 and a half into the second half. It's Vague. Plants it. Rebound by Johnson, who gets his 9th rebound of the game.
So Utah State and Ohio State are tied at 36. Clark, you and I were just talking. One of the problems that Ohio State has is when a team like Utah State, a number 12 seed, finds out it can play with the big guys.
The confidence just continues to rise, and 5 of their top 8 players are seniors, so they're well experienced and they're tough. It's going to be a tough game for Ohio State.
Okay, halftime in Boise, Wisconsin leading Georgia State 30-19. We will send you back to Boise for second half action right after this.
CBA Sports presents Singular at the Half, sponsored by Singular, the wireless company that believes in the value of self-expression.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?
Kermit the Frog here.
Come on, see me sometime. How about you, dog? Just the best of times.
Welcome back, everybody. This one is far from over. Nobody wants to let this one get away from them.
I like the association with a game that's been very good to me. I've played it, and I still, at my age, am able to associate with young athletes and still enjoy the game very much. I think that the most exciting and best game I ever had was in '94. The Arkansas-Duke final was a terrific basketball game. I think the only relationship that we have is one of mutual respect. I think I understand what his job is. and I think that they have an understanding of what our job is.
I'm just asking. I respect your opinion.
Come on, Green. Come on, baby. What's going on? Come on. Where are you at? Come on. Oh, look at that. Is that all you got? Once again. Come on. Oh.
Stand by.
Just in the game. Checking output.
Systems ready.
Score mode. Yes!
All the great players in the past have won at Augusta. To stamp, boom, on your career as being something very, very special.
The Masters on CBS.
Wisconsin from the Big Ten leads Georgia State from the Trans-America Athletic Conference by 11. We'll return to Boise after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship.
Introducing the all-new Silverado Heavy Duty. The most powerful heavy-duty pickup you can get. Silverado Heavy Duty. More truck from Chevy.
Everybody loves Raymond. Mondays on CBS. It's all here.
Judy, hold on, baby. Hello? Judy? Come on, we can talk about this, baby. Don't go. Baby, I can change. I can change. Judy!
Sure gonna miss you.
Now get 0.9% financing plus $1,250 cash back or $2,500 cash back on Ford Explorer. Only at your local Ford store.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling.
People love my accent, you know, because I'm from Galway.
So come you back.
I suppose you call me Irish-ish.
Very sexy.
White with snow.
I'll be here.
The shadow.
Oh, Danny boy.
Danny boy.
Oh, Danny boy, I love you.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. We've got more prizes. For the student who sells the most candy, a weekend pass to Coastal Kingdom to get out there and sell that candy.
The new Passat. It only looks like $1 million.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by Chevrolet, Pepsi One, Goodyear, and by Genuity.
The Boise State Pavilion, we're at halftime, and Wisconsin leads Georgia State by a score of 30-19. Craig Bolerjack back along with James Worthy. We know about Wisconsin's defense, but talk about that three-pointer that went down for Georgia State at the buzzer at the half.
Such a big shot for Georgia State. They were down 16. Now they're down 11. Going into the locker room, you need some confidence. They've been struggling. Their two top scorers not playing well. Big shot at the half.
And James, let's take a look at those first half numbers here in Boise. 30-19 field goal percentage. Panthers struggling just 29%. And still nothing from the big guns from Shenard Long and Thomas Terrell. They combined 0 for 10 in the first 20 minutes.
And the thing that Georgia State depends on, fast break points. They only have 2. If that holds up, they're not going to get in the second half because Wisconsin only gives up 2 fast break points per game, and they have no second chance points. So they're really going to have to get going and get into the categories that work for them. And those are usually steals, transition baskets, and second opportunities.
You notice that lefty Drizel went right to his big guy, Shenard Long, for that good look, had a good look at the open jumper and missed it 0 for 6. Now he comes back on the defensive end and fouls.
That's good as good by Kirk Penny.
Kirk Penny.
Well, he's having a tough time being defended by Mike Kelly as you look at the good fundamental face-up triple threat position by Kirk Penny. That was Shenard Long's third foul of the ball game, and not only is he not getting off on the offensive end, they're making him play on the defensive end, and they've gotten him in foul trouble. No points, and not a factor for Shenard Long.
Yeah, 0 for 6.
He's got to get some offensive rebounds or drive to the bucket, possibly get to the line. He's going to find other ways to get himself in the ball game, because right now, the best defensive player in the land, in my opinion, has shut him totally down.
Thomas Terrell misses the shot. He's 0 for 6. Out of bounds. On the deck was Vershaw. Near the conclusion of every NCAA tournament game, we will select the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the game for each team. To date, Chevrolet has contributed approximately $8 million to the scholarship funds of America's colleges and universities.
So the defense of Wisconsin keeps the ball outside the three-point arc, and it forces Georgia State into that kind of shot, although good offensive rebound. And finally, a bucket by Shenard Long off the offensive rebound of Bam Campbell.
Long now 1 of 7. Well, that spark a run by Georgia State.
Well, you look at the defense of Shenard Long. I mean, there's no intensity. You have to be in a defensive mode right now. You have to be suffocating. Look at the space between he and Kelly. He's not involved on the defensive end. He's looking for his offensive shot. It's not going to work unless you get into the ball game.
Penny has it stripped. Loose ball. 3-on-2. Long around the pocket, lays it in. All right. 7:49. Clock running. 32-23. Wisconsin. Back-to-back buckets by Long.
And that happened off the defense. Good trap by March, who came over and helped off the pick and roll. But I'm watching Long. Knees aren't bent. Really needs to get into the defense, and that'll dictate his offense.
Cooper guards Boone on the floor with the 2 fouls. Now to Kelly. Vershaw battling, leans the whistle.
Here's the defense now. There's the pick. Long comes up, gets a hand on it. That's what he's going to have to do more of. But look at the little Harlem Globetrotter behind the back move to avoid the steal. Good move by Long.
Terrell picked up his second foul. Vershaw with 9 points, just over his season average. In and out. They'll get another. Vershaw 73% from the free throw line. Had a 10-point game in that loss to Indiana. And Wisconsin now, James, 3 of 7 from the free throw line.
Very unusual.
4 of 8.
But Vershaw, very important factor in the first half, as he was able to go inside early in the ball game and establish himself.
The lead is 10. Slicing layup, nice bucket thrown in by Morris. Now with 14 points, hit that big 3 at the buzzer to end the first half.
Well, they took the ball inside to Bam Campbell. Now, he deserves a little bit of attention down there, and he made a great pass from the post.
Kelly wide open, look at a 3. Georgia State basketball.
Well, Craig, you mentioned at the end of the first half how Georgia State has started to pick up the defense. I think they went on a 5-0 run. Well, the defense is starting to pick up now. They're getting the ball, their hands in the passing lane, a little bit more pressure on defense, but not a good shot by Shenard Long there.
Kowski, the last to touch it for Wisconsin. James, you look around in this tournament, Big Ten, 7 teams, the most of any conference in the Big Dance, and the last Trans-America Conference team to win. Charleston.
And when you run into the Big Ten, you're just running in the tough physical defense every night, and that's why they have so many teams in the dance, is because of the defense in the Big Ten.
Well, a big 3 by Terrell and a timeout. All of a sudden, a 5-point game.
Right now at Blockbuster, get a DirecTV system for only $49.99. And at Blockbuster, you'll get free professional installation on your DirecTV system. Not only that, Blockbuster will give you an entire year of free movies, games, and DVDs. Plus, we'll also throw in a free 2-year extended service plan. It's a DirecTV system for only $49.99. It's free professional installation. It's free rentals for a year. It's a free 2-year extended service plan. It's the deal you don't want to miss. Only at Blockbuster.
Oh, they've traveled from Atlanta. Lefties, loonies. I don't know if you want to call them your own if you're Lefty Driesell, but hey, fans are fans.
And that man has many of them.
He's seen it all.
You know, Maryland is here. They'll be playing soon, and a lot of Maryland Terrapin fans are here that remember Lefty Driesell, so they may be pulling for Georgia State.
Blocking foul underneath.
Number 5, Thomas Terrell.
Terrell picks up the foul. That's going to be 3. So Long has 3, along with Terrell for Georgia State.
Could be a factor down the stretch. In fact, it will be a factor down the stretch, particularly if Georgia State is able to put together a run and get back in this ball game.
Rashawn makes his first. We'll get another. A dozen for Mark Vershaw. Leads Wisconsin. Kowski and Bauer both with 6. 35-28. 16 minutes left.
And Wisconsin has done a great job of showing different defenses, as you see Mike Kelly picking up the foul, reaching foul. His second foul on Mike Kelly.
Well, lefty's barking, and a timeout in Boise. 15:56 left, and we'll be back.
On March 16th, they sent their top marksman. He's come all the way from Berlin to stop you. The trap will be set.
How are you gonna find this soldier?
I'll fix it so that he finds me.
And the duel begins.
You kill him, you can win the war for us.
Joseph Fiennes, Jude Law, Rachel Weisz, and Ed Harris.
Where is he?
He's dead. He isn't dead. Because I haven't killed him yet.
Enemy at the Gates. Rated R. Friday, March 16th.
No roaming charges. No long-distance charges. On the largest wireless network from coast to coast. National single rate, only from Verizon Wireless. Simple, affordable, national. Join in. This is the all-new Silverado Heavy Duty. The most powerful heavy-duty pickup you can get. And the 2001 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Silverado Heavy Duty. More truck. From Chevy.
Hello.
Come home early.
I can't. I'm working.
I lit some candles.
I'm swamped.
I bought bye-bye.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Come again?
Yeah, he's got a pencil lodged in his...
The guys have been roped into joining a church group for dads.
You won't believe how much you'll get out of it. You won't believe how much I want to get out of it.
And all new Yes Dear, CBS Monday.
Incredible coaching career for Lefty Driesell. It all started back in 1960. James under the Eisenhower presidency. Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan, George H. Bush, Clinton, and George W. A span of 10 presidents. Is that amazing?
It'd be nice. It's a long shot, but it'd be nice if he could take a championship team to visit the president. It'd be a long shot.
Terrell to Long, got a good look, hit it off the window, and all of a sudden, Shenard Long building confidence. 6 points, and it's a 5-point game. and a lifetime left on the clock.
And he's making some tough shots. I mean, that was a tough shot. The first bucket, he got off of an offensive rebound. The second one off a steal in transition, and that was good defense by Kelly and a tough shot by Chenard Long.
Finney has his pocket pick. Morris spots up, jumper around the rim, tip wouldn't go. Wisconsin grabs the rebound. Up high was Boone.
So quick to the ball, on the ball defense is exceptionally good for Georgia State, and Morris and Long. They really get their hands on the ball quickly.
Oh, what a shot for Shaw. Turns, spots an open jumper, and knocks down his 14th point.
So far, he's been the impact player for Wisconsin. Established himself early in the game and now going outside.
Back the other way. Long hits again. Shut out in the first 20 minutes. Now he's responded with 8 points. He was the Trans-America Athletic Conference Player of the Year. Played at Georgetown. His mother passed away, which prompted his move back to the Atlanta area. Nice feet inside. And a foul as Boone made his move to the hoop.
And that's what Vershaw has improved on. He's a big guy. It kind of reminds you of Bill Walton at the high post. He can trigger the pass with good vision, good backdoor pass.
Of course, Bill Walton, part of our NCAA broadcast crew.
You'll be hearing a lot from Bill.
Oh, yeah. Boone up high, around to Bauer.
We really have a lot to talk about. His great days at UCLA. Coach Wooden.
Across midcourt is Cooper. Wants the three. High off the iron. Kelly the rebound.
And the three-pointer is fine. I'd like to explore the inside a little bit early in the shot clock. They've been very successful going down to Bam Campbell and passing out, finding the slashes. Just to come down and take that three-pointer early, that is not what Lefty Driesell is looking for.
Kelly had a good look baseline, short on the jump shot. Penetrating. There's those quick hands of Kelly. You cannot get anything past this guy. You know, his sister Shayla has a bumper sticker. My brother can steal the ball from your kid.
And he can. I mean, anticipation. I mean, he just anticipates where you might pass the basketball. That time, nice little 360 move by Vershaw. You didn't expect that kind of move from him, but
2-on-2. Here comes Long.
He's going to force the issue. See, that is not what
you do. Steps. Georgia State turns it over.
Lefty looking for the foul on the arm, but the shot should never have been taken. Long getting his game going a little bit, but you don't want to force the issue. That time the double team was there and he tried to go between the two and traveled on the play. Georgia State back in a zone. A little combo zone. Keeping an eye on Kelly.
Oh, Davis just kind of lulled you to sleep. Javon Davis, second bucket, looked inside. Baseline was wide open, stepped up and hit the floater.
Well, Javon Davis is either on or off. When he's on, he can create with the best. When he's not on, he's not a factor at all. In this game, he's been a good contributor.
Badger on the 7-point lead. And a foul on the dribble. Let's go down to our resident coach, Bob Winslow. Bob?
When I asked Lefty yesterday why he is coaching at 69 years old, he related a story that his father worked in a jewelry store from the time he was 12 until he was 75. And Lefty says this kind of long-term commitment to work runs in the family. Craig?
Yeah, Bob, his wife also said he went to Georgia State for money, and Lefty says, no, I just want to keep coaching. And he loves the university, right down in downtown Atlanta.
And he also says that that's one of the reasons that transfer players wanted to come and play in Georgia State. It's in the middle of downtown. Those guys are a little bit more mature and more things to do. Some of them are married, have families. And he's been able to sell that program on the fact that he wants to bring Georgia State to the front now and not later.
Team foul 3 on the Badgers. Panthers ball.
Bauer picks up his second foul.
Game is kind of slowed down a little bit, and it's kind of right for Georgia State to make a move. At 39-32, only down 7. Wisconsin has kind of slowed the game down, and they're not scoring it as easily because of the defense of Georgia State. A good time for Georgia State to start their pressure defense and try to get the lead.
Davis to Linton. Thought about the jumper inside the three-point arc. Now he fires it up short. Wills hard working for Wisconsin, and now across the timeline comes Morris.
Well, I used to love to run the fast break, and there's nothing worse than getting a rebound, and before you even take a step looking up, and the defense is already back. You're not getting any transition buckets versus Wisconsin.
A couple of double bounces off the rim and out. Wisconsin basketball and a timeout.
Timeout on the floor.
Wisconsin and Georgia State battling in Boise. 7-point lead.
20 years now. Where'd they go? 20 years. I don't know. I sit and I wonder sometimes where they've gone.
Need some help, old man?
My boy. Generation after generation. It's good to have someone you can depend on.
Too many calories. Too diety. Oh, this one's just right.
Somebody's been drinking my Coke. Well, somebody's been drinking my Diet Coke. Somebody finished my Pepsi One. And that somebody's still in my hot tub.
Anybody got a towel?
Pepsi One, the 1-calorie cola that tastes just right.
It was 1969. Peace, love, and music were in the air. And these guys?
Anyone see my slide rule?
Were nowhere near it.
Give it a whirl.
They were busy developing what would become the internet. As the internet evolved, so have we. BBN became GTE Internetworking, and today, we're Genuity, providing e-business solutions from the people who started it all. Genuity.
Right now at Blockbuster, get a DirecTV system for only $49.99. And at Blockbuster, you'll get free professional installation on your DirecTV system. Not only that, Blockbuster will give you an entire year of free movies, games, and DVDs. Plus, we'll also throw in a free 2-year extended service plan. It's a DirecTV system for only $49.99. It's free professional installation. It's free rentals for a year. It's a free 2-year extended service plan. It's the deal you don't want to miss. Only at Blockbuster.
Attention Survivor fans. Wednesday, if you missed any of America's most watched show, here's your chance to catch up.
It's every man for himself.
Survivor on a special night, CBS Wednesday.
You can access live stats from every tournament game with the CBS Sports interactive coverage on Ultimate TV. Everything you want to know about the NCAA tournament here in Boise. Wisconsin leads Georgia State 39-32, 11-13 remaining. Good look at Brad Soderberg in his first season. Took over for Dick Bennett November 30 after they defeated Maryland in the ACC Big Ten Challenge. He was very surprised. He thought Dick Bennett would probably step down at the end of this season, not just a few games in.
And a very, surprising situation for an assistant coach who's preparing himself to be an assistant coach, all of a sudden having to take over.
Well, there's still that interim tag on Brad Soderberg. He says he will plan to sit down with school officials at the end of the season. He would love to have the job, but we'll go through that interview process. Cooper, the lefty. Good. Hit the three.
Well, it was good penetration from the weak side, causing Wisconsin to collapse. And Cooper just sat out there patiently. He's the third guard of that third guard offense for Lefty Driesell.
And he's whistled for a foul on the other end. Cooper, a sophomore from Stone Mountain, Georgia, played his freshman year at LSU before coming over to play for Lefty Driesell.
Good stand to be a little less selfish. You know, he has a tendency to let the ball stick a little bit.
You know, you look at Long and Terrell, James, they struggled, as we talked about in that first half, but they've rallied back to put together 11 points.
Yeah, for those two guys to be, you know, non-factors in the first half, only be down 4 points is a blessing.
Vershaw looking for help.
And the defense has picked up. Wisconsin's not getting nearly as many looks at the bucket. Vershaw not getting inside, forced to shoot that shot.
Shot clock was down to 9, but the follow on the offensive rebound by Kowski. It is 8 points.
Just demoralizes your defense. If you play, you know, good 30, 32 seconds of defense, a tough shot goes up and you give up that kind of shot, it just voids your defense. Can't afford to do that.
Kowski, the top rebounder. Nice little finger roll. Now 7 points for Cooper. Back and forth. 4-point game in Boise. Under 10 minutes left.
Well, Cooper scored in double digits 17 of the past 19 games. So he's a guy that Georgia State is starting to look to, particularly in the ISO situations. He can create off the dribble, left-handed, a little unorthodox, hard to guard that.
Wisconsin trying to work clock. Vershaw with 11 on the shot clock, tip free. Here comes Georgia State. Shenard Long with 8 points.
Let's go back to Cooper. He's playing well. He has Ricky Bauer on him, and I think he can take Ricky at will.
Little flop, no call. Morris with 17 on the shot. Terrell, good patience to Cooper.
Plenty of time left.
Well, how about this Wisconsin defense? Morris trying to hit the three. Davis has it for Wisconsin.
When you talk about the defense, you notice they were not able to get inside 15 feet, and that's just good team defense, position defense, taking away the driving lanes.
41-37 Badgers.
And that's not hard to do against a quick, explosive, off-the-dribble club like Georgia State.
Rashawn trying to back in on Campbell. Back up top. Davis wants the three. Way off the mark. Dan Campbell the rebound. Here comes Morris. A quick three. Way off the mark. Probably too quick of a shot. Inside. Morris lays it in. 16 for Kevin Morris.
And those are the type of high percentage shots that they need to look for in the first, I'll say, 25 seconds.
We'll get you back to the action in Boise, Idaho shortly, but right now in Greensboro, North Carolina, Utah State and Ohio State. It's a 3-point game, under a minute to play. Let's join Kevin Harlan and John Sunvold.
Timeout taken by the Aggies, who trail Ohio State 60-58.
She just doesn't understand me.
What's to understand? I mean, what is that, Michael?
Is that what you think I sound like?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle, do you use a cellular phone? What's come between you two is static. Here, Sprint PCS built the only all-digital, all-PCS nationwide network, so your calls are clear.
Thank you.
Sprint PCS, 1,200 minutes, all with nationwide long distance.
Stu Morrill has 1 timeout remaining for the Aggies of Utah State. Ohio State has 3 timeouts, a full and 2 30s. And let's talk about what Jim O'Brien has told his Buckeyes.
Well, one thing is the 4-guard lineup right now. This is a part that scored 62 points in the second half against Penn State when they were down 20. They can all handle the ball, good free throw shooters. They can space the floor, good outside shooters. Ken Johnson in the middle. Utah State goes back to the zone. Ohio State can run the clock down. Up by 2, they still want a good look. They've got good shooters that can space all across the floor.
You see the shot clock, and here comes Brown by Rock, dishing outside. Sovovich with the miss and a rebound by Rock. Utah State has one timeout remaining. They're down by 2. Jorson, Brown. They use their timeout. They burn their final timeout with 8.8 seconds remaining. The 12 seed Aggies will have the ball and maybe the last shot.
This company invested millions developing a sure thing. Unfortunately, it was not such a sure thing. Over 3 very long nights, the software helped them to analyze sales and customer feedback to quickly re-engineer the sure thing. The software is not flustered by this sudden turn of events because the software does not fear change. Always nimble and ready to rumble. Enterprise software from Microsoft.
Karen Ellis invests in 3 different mutual funds so she can relax, knowing she's diversified. What she doesn't know is that her funds have 40% of the same stocks in common. See how we earn it. Solomon Smith Barney.
Ohio State and Utah State have been going back and forth this entire second half. Utah State uses their final timeout. Stu Morrill will have 8.8 seconds with which to work. And what do you call here?
But I expect Bernard Rock to have the rock. I mean, he's going to have it in his hands. Always have to watch the guy taking it from the out of bounds. Daniels is going to pass it in. Plenty of time. 8.8 seconds. Best shooter is Brown.
Brown against Brown. Inside for the tie. Yes!
How about the pump fake? Not only once, but twice.
And Ken Johnson, of all people. We're tied with 1.8 seconds to play. Welcome, folks, to the NCAA tournament.
Who's your friend, Mark?
He's a venture capitalist.
Oh, you still trying to trademark the .and .com?
Okay, if I can get just a little investment from you, this is a go. I'll take that as a yes. Mom, I gotta send an email here. I need an upgrade.
You need a data port.
That's, yes.
What's this look like, sweetie? A Holiday Inn?
Data ports, meeting rooms, business services. Holiday Inn gives you more, and more is better.
Tony Brown with 1.8 seconds has tied this ball game. And take a look as he goes inside. The best shooter on this ball club. Once, twice. Gets Johnson off his feet. The release. Perfect to the sideline.
With one deceptive move after another, and that's against the best shot blocker in college basketball.
Now Sovovich with the ball can run the line. He can run full baseline. You've got Ken Johnson, the toss play. You throw it up in the air, see if he can catch, make a play. You got plenty of time. They're going to guard the ball though with Daniels. Throw it high.
Sovovich.
Oh, good
Brown for the game.
Oh, what a good play. Got a good look.
Overtime.
Buckeyes had a chance. 2 jump shots down the stretch, didn't go.
Overtime between the Aggies and the Buckeyes from Greensboro.
It's very late. Time is running out. The clock is ticking down. But this is no basketball game. You have a paper due. Introducing Questia.com, the online library where you can access entire books for all your research. Save time with automatic footnote and bibliography tools. Stop sweating. Questia.com. Write better papers faster. Register now for a free 1-week trial at Questia.com.
So Utah State and Ohio State are tied at 60 as they head for overtime. We'll keep you updated on that. Meanwhile, back in Boise, Wisconsin with a 1-point lead on Georgia State. Let's rejoin Craig Bullerjack and James Worthy.
5:45 left here in Boise. One of those coming down to the wire games, and the shot, as the shot clock expired off the mark, Wisconsin the rebound. And Kelly walks it up.
It almost looks like Wisconsin's have really slowed the game down. They're really trying to force Georgia State.
Slow.
Yeah, to the turtle base.
I'd say that's a bass voice right there. 12 on the shot, coming up on 5 minutes left. Boom, little hook pass inside. Watch that baseline's tough.
Good defense. They go right back to him.
Big Bam is doing some defense. Here comes Georgia State. 5 minutes remaining.
Look for Georgia State to try to ISO Long on the wing. There he is against Kelly, but right into the teeth of the defense, and not a good pass out of it. Boone
on the deck. Timeout, Wisconsin. Timeout. Heads up play by Roy Boone, the senior. And a timeout. Woodburns in Boise.
She just doesn't understand me.
What's to understand? I mean, what is that, Michael?
Is that what you think I sound like?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle, do you use a cellular phone? What's come between you two is static. Here, Sprint PCS built the only all-digital, all-PCS nationwide network, so your calls are clear.
Thank you.
Sprint PCS, 1,200 minutes, all with nationwide long distance.
68, that is the final.
Round one in the West, Wisconsin leading Georgia State by 1. CBS Sports Line stat of the game. Let's compare first, second half field goal percentage, and you can see Wisconsin falling off from 48% down to 30%, while Georgia State has jumped up from 30 to 41. For complete game coverage, go to cbs.sportsline.com.
Well, Bob mentioned that Georgia State has started to play a little triangle and 2, and it's working. They have a Morris on Penny.
Georgia State just dared for to try that outside shot, but he powers down the paint for the putback.
And that's one of the things that is available when you're in a triangle and 2 offense. There are a lot of gaps, a lot of holes in there to get the offensive boards. You really got to do an exceptional, extra good job of boxing out when you're in a triangle and 2 defense.
17 now for Vershaw, playing defense against Campbell. Baseline, tries to make his move. And a blocking foul. Vershaw going to pick up his second.
That was a tough call to make. Bam Campbell went quickly to the basket.
And a timeout. 3:57 remaining. Badgers by 3.
Chevy is now accepting torchbearer nominations for the Salt Lake 2002 Olympic Torch Relay. To nominate someone who inspires you, get a form from your local Chevy dealer or go to Chevy.com. Chevy, on the road to Salt Lake City. We'll be there.
Hey, can I get a beer?
Beer, please.
Me too. Michelob Light, please.
All imported hops give Michelob Light a smooth, satisfying taste you won't find in an ordinary beer.
Have a nice day.
Beer or Michelob Light?
Can we get a picture of beer?
Take me fishing and show me how to drive the boat.
Take me fishing, so we'll always have something in common.
Take me fishing, because my wedding will be sooner than you think.
You've awakened to the true power of e-business. Do you have the software to manage it? If not, consider this your wake-up call. Our software manages more e-business than anyone else on Earth. Hello, tomorrow. We are Computer Associates, the software that manages e-business.
New York's toughest cop. We're going out. Will do anything for his family.
Thank you, Michael.
It's the year's best new drama.
Everybody comes.
Big Apple, CBS Wednesday after Survivor.
Wisconsin leading Georgia State by 3 with just under 4 minutes left. And James, another Big Ten school battling against Utah State out of the Big West. In overtime, the Aggies leading the Buckeyes 65-62 the last time we checked in. Stu Morrill doing a terrific job up in Logan, Utah. And the Aggies a little bit underrated, but for real, taking on the Buckeyes.
They've got a couple of good guards in Bernard Rock and Tony Brown, and they're able to get the job done. Utah State, no joke in the big dance.
A whistle before the attempt.
Number 22.
Kelly picks up his 4th. And James, in this game, it's amazing the trends because Wisconsin had the 16-point lead with 3 minutes left in the first half. And don't forget, Morris hit that big 3 ball as the buzzer sounded. And since then, Georgia State has gone on a 30-17 run.
That shot at the end of the half was a big, huge shot as Morris goes
Number 13, Kevin Morris.
into the paint amongst the Giants off the glass. But you said, remember that shot, ladies and gentlemen, and that was a big incentive shot. Now, when you talk about defense, Georgia State is more athletic, so when they're pressuring, they can wear down Wisconsin a little bit, and I think that's what's happened here in the second half, along with what Bob recognized in the triangle 2 defense.
Rashaw tough. Stokowski back inside of the big fella, hanging on the pivot foot, rolled off the back of the iron.
So he's just not able to finish. He's usually fading away. Once you put a body on him, he can't make forward progress to the basket, and he ends up shooting a fade away, a leaner, and at 6'10" or so, that's not the shot you want to be shooting. He needs to be shooting to the basket, little jump hooks.
Penny the rebound off the miss. And Kelly will walk it up for Wisconsin. 1-point game here in Boise. The 6th seed Wisconsin Badgers against the 11th seed Georgia State Panthers.
Here's Penny, pretty quiet in the second half. Really didn't do a whole lot of damage in the first half. Good defense on him by Morris.
7 on the shot clock. Boom. Good defense. Has to take the outside jumper. Rebounded underneath. And it's Kevin Morris who's really had a hot hand in this game with 18. And a timeout. Lefty Drizel. We'll take a break. Just over 2 minutes left in a 1-point game in Boise.
Faster, more reliable, more profitable. With Nortel Networks, the internet can be whatever you need it to be. No matter who you are or where you are. So tell us, what do you want the internet to be?
Right now, over me.
Right now at Blockbuster, get a DirecTV system for only $49.99. And at Blockbuster, you'll get free professional installation on your DirecTV system. Not only that, Blockbuster will give you an entire year of free movies, games, and DVDs. Plus, we'll also throw in a free 2-year extended service plan. It's a DirecTV system for only $49.99. It's free professional installation. It's free rentals for a year. It's a free 2-year extended service plan. It's the deal you don't want to miss. Only at Blockbuster.
Wisconsin over Georgia State 45-44. You look at the team fouls, James. Panthers with 7, Badgers 6. Timeout. I have a feeling each coach is going to have to burn all of them because it's so close. A 1-point game. Lefty's got 3 remaining, and Coach Soderberg with 2. And the possession arrow, which could play a factor, pointing to Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's one of the only advantages that you see remaining in the last 2 minutes here, because both teams have their timeouts. They both will be in the penalty shooting free throws, and I think that's what it may boil down to, the free throw line, unless Georgia State can penetrate and get an easy bucket. I think that's where they have to go. Morris Cooper, those guys have been able to get inside. Now here's a play. Morris tapping the top of his head, a high pick, the Campbell at the top of the key, but you see they're not able to get inside 15 feet off of their initial play.
Wisconsin has shot 27% this half, 46 for Georgia State. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Panthers will have possession.
See, Lefty knows that the perimeter game hasn't been there, so he wants to get the ball into Morris's hand, let him create, penetrate, either get the bucket or get it to that guy long. He misses the 15-foot.
The tip wouldn't go. Rebound underneath again wouldn't go. 3 tries by Georgia State. And now a whistle, and it's going to be called against Bam Campbell. I tell you, Lefty Drizel, he can't be disappointed. 3 good looks on the offensive side.
Great effort. You would just like for Thomas Terrell to really take his time once he gets the offensive board. I think once Thomas Terrell got that rebound, he was right under the basket. All he had to do is gather himself, take his time. Instead, he tried to rush it amongst the shot blockers.
3rd foul whistle against Bam Campbell, and a 73% shooter is Mark Vershaw, who's led the way this morning. 17, now make it 18. Well, Tuesday on CBS, fighter jets are falling from the sky. Is it a government conspiracy or an act of terrorism? It's a jag you won't want to miss Tuesday right here on CBS.
The free throw battle begins right now with a minute 30. See who knocks it down and how consistent. It's 2 for 2 for Wisconsin.
19 points now for Mark Vershaw. 3-point game. Under 1.5 to go. Morris way off the mark. Campbell tried to keep it alive, and Mike Kelly rebounds for Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's in a man-to-man. I'm surprised that Georgia State is settling for that shot when they have guys who can put the ball on the floor. Also, I would think that Wisconsin might show a little zone.
Side to Kowski, counted, and a foul.
Waves off the basket.
Gonna wave it off.
No continuation.
Wow.
Good slashing move by Kowski inside, and that was a close call right there. It looked like he was going to the hole, didn't put it on the floor. It's a second look from the weak side. There's the shot. Ooh. Foul seemed to be simultaneously, but we're not wearing the striped shirt.
Campbell picks up his 4th foul and a timeout. Less than a minute left, and we'll be back.
All right, listen up, third platoon. The red end is your bayonet end. The black end is the buttstock of your weapon. So you better come out here, be aggressive, and fight your buddy.
I want to step up, not to show that I'm better, but...
That's a point.
I believe that I can beat him.
Log on and see if Ben steps up or down.
Let's do it.
Okay, this is for real.
Only at GoArmy.com.
Wisconsin by 3. Kowski will be looking at a 1-and-1 as they waved off the basket. Lefty Drizel been in some tough, tight games. Nothing new during his long, illustrious career, leading 4 different schools to the NCAA tournament. Wisconsin 10 of 16 as a team from the line. Georgia State only been there 7 times. Most of their buckets coming from the perimeter, short jumpers.
They have not been aggressive enough to get to the line. Georgia State's been settling for the outside shot, trying to create off turnovers, but they have not established themselves inside to get the fouls, to get to the line.
Kowski has struggled, only 54% from the free throw line, and connects on both. 11 points now for Kowski, and it's a 5-point game, and the clock running under a minute.
Look for Morris to just try to penetrate, but look at the defense. Look at Vershaw coming out to help on the pick and roll. Cooper.
Four-point opportunity.
Personal team foul, 7 on the Badgers.
Well, as good as the defense was, the shot was even better. Tanner Cooper with the left hand, shooting the three, pulling up from behind the arc. That was a big play, brings Georgia State within 2.
Make it 1 as Cooper makes it a 4-point play. The foul was whistled on Boone, his third. Buckle up, 49-48, Wisconsin.
Well, this is where the quickness of the hands of Morris and Long may come into play. Cooper on the denial. The crowd is...
Boone on the wing. Now Vershaw has it. He can shoot it from out there. Kowski has a look. Back to Davis. 7 on the shot clock. Slides through. Loose ball. Picked up. Long. Leans. Hit. Long has come from the dead. Scoreless in the first half. His 13th point at Georgia State's first lead since born too early.
Do I dare disturb the universe? In a minute, there is time for decisions and revisions, which a minute will reverse. Should I, after tea and cakes and ices, have the strength to force the moment to its crisis? I have seen the eternal footman hold my coat and snicker, and in short, I was afraid.
Georgia State down 16 in the first half, now with a 50-49 lead. West Region, Boise, Idaho. The Pavilion, 12.3 seconds remain. Team fouls, the Panthers with 9, Wisconsin with 7. Georgia State still with 2 timeouts remaining, and the possession arrow to Wisconsin. But Shenard Long, the story, scoreless in the first 20 minutes, James, has come back with 13 here in the second half, and the Panthers the 11th seed in the West with a 1-point lead over Wisconsin.
Great body control by Shenard Long and great defense by Mike Kelly. Just a great shot by Long, but Wisconsin's now, they got to look for Burke Penny or Kelly, but don't forget about Vershaw knocking down a 15-footer on the loose defense. Also, Kowski.
Davis inside Vershaw. Foul!
Boy, for some reason I knew they were going to go inside. Good strong move. You see Campbell giving up the position. Vershaw going underneath the arms. That's just a good, smart, senior veteran move to draw the foul on Campbell with 3.2 seconds left to go. We'll see if there's ice in those veins of Vershaw.
7 of 9 from the line. As you look at Gunsby and that Panther bench. Oh, this is the face of March, the madness that goes with these tournaments.
20 seconds left to go.
Right now, I mean, you know, we all thought about the possibility of Lefty Driesell, who coached at Maryland, possibility of a matchup between Georgia State and Maryland if Maryland is able to defeat George Mason. But right now, these free throws by Wisconsin's Brassard are at hand.
Vershaw the season 73%. Eyes the first.
Oh boy. Oh. I got to tell you, that second one is going to be a lot tougher to make. You missed the first one.
Vershaw now 7 of 10. Badgers, some can't bear to watch. Missed it. 1.2 seconds remain. Badgers have to foul. And the Panthers will go to the free throw line.
Under pressure situations, that first free throw is so critical to make. As you watch the excitement and the enthusiasm and the hard work all season long of Lefty and his squad, has paid off with 1.2 seconds left to go. Looks like they may be able to wrap this one up.
Kowski had to foul, his second. A second and change remaining. And now to the line is Shenard Long.
But Georgia State put no one on the line. Just giving the
timeout
rebound to Wisconsin.
0.6 of a second remain. We'll be back.
You won't see him coming. You won't know he's there. And if you do, it's already too late. Joseph Fiennes, Jude Law, Rachel Weisz, and Ed Harris.
If you kill him, you can win the war for us.
Enemy at the Gates. Rated R. Friday, March 16th, everywhere.
We went away with 0.6 remaining. The officials put 0.3 of a second back. Georgia State down 16 in the first half. They've rallied to take the lead at 50-49. Shenard Long shut out in the first half with 11 points. Kevin Morris hot with the hand all afternoon with 20 for Georgia State. Kowski has 19 for Wisconsin. Vershaw 17. And another timeout. Wisconsin and Georgia State to the wire.
I hate thinking about money. So now that my paintings are starting to sell, I'm planning to put mine with Fidelity Investments.
We have something called the Fidelity Funds Manager Program.
Basically, they'll manage a portfolio of mutual funds for me, according to my goals. It'll be like autopilot for my investment. If I'm going to let anyone manage my portfolio of mutual funds, it's going to be Fidelity.
Leave all the work and the worry to
Let
us.
the people who know what they're doing do it.
Fidelity Funds Manager Program. To invest, call, click, or visit Fidelity.
(50-49) Georgia State. One timeout remaining for the Panthers. Badgers have burned them all.
Gonna look for a long pass from Wisconsin. Now there's nobody protecting the bucket. Oh, finally someone goes back.
Kelly,
Georgia State.
Kelly will inbound to Penny from half court. Georgia State, the first win by a Trans-America Athletic Conference team since 1997. The 12th seed College of Charleston beat Maryland back in 97, 75-66. And Wisconsin struggled, James, from the floor in the second half, hitting only 5 of 19.
Well, it was the good defense, but here's the pass. Inbounds, he had a long shot from half court. Looked like he may have had it on line. Just a tough shot to make. Georgia State did an excellent job in the second half on defense with the triangle and two zone was exceptional.
Georgia State, the 11th seed in the West, rallying from 16 down to knock off Wisconsin from the Big Ten. Up next here, our Chevrolet players of the game. Kevin Morris from Georgia Tech, 20 points, 9 of 17. And Mark Vershaw, terrific game for Wisconsin, 6 of 16 from the floor with 19 points.
And you cannot leave the building and come back in.
So the final here in Boise, Georgia State rallies to knock off the Badgers from the Big Ten, 50-49. This is CBS, home of the NCAA men's tournament. Greg Gumbel coming up after the break.
I am a college fanatic, basketball. I love it. I think I do my best work when I'm a little bit on edge and have a little bit of nervousness in me. I have a sharpness to my game.
Right there, on the floor, on the floor!
Each one of my crew member has to know he has to do his third. We're a three-man crew.
That's a good call there, partner.
The teams make the good game. When they're playing good, you look pretty good.
A year ago,
I'm bumming. I'm seeing hair here and hair there, so I started using Rogaine.
Rogaine is clinically proven to help stop hair loss.
Look, nothing here, nothing here. It's all here.
Rogaine, stronger than heredity.
Saturday's #1 drama, The District, on CBS. It's all here.
This portion of the NCAA is brought to you by your local Ford store.
Judy, hold on, baby. Hello? Judy? Come on, we can talk about this, baby. Don't go. Baby, I can change. I can change. Judy!
Sure gonna miss you.
Now get 0.9% financing plus $1,250 cash back or $2,500 cash back on Ford Explorer. Only at your local Ford store.
Here's their backbone. This is ours. In the realm of e-business solutions, it's survival of the fittest. Announcing Sprint e-Solutions.
What's his pressure?
Excellent. BP's 120/80.
Pulse?
53. He's a thoroughbred.
Lungs clear? Is this kid 18 or 19?
No. That's 1918. He's 83.
And what did he do?
Snowboarding accident.
Biotech can improve your life. See what it can do for your portfolio. The iShares NASDAQ Biotech Index stock. Ask your advisor.
Yeah.
Clean the inside too, mister?
Just the outside.
White Castle. What you crave. Buy a sack of 10 and get a cool air freshener free.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Un nouveau cabriolet. Très rapide. Très beau. Une merveille de la technologie. Totalement irrésistible. Une voiture qui stoppe le trafic. Le nouveau cabriolet de Lexus. Parlez-vous désir? This is their responsiveness. Here's ours. In the realm of e-business solutions, we're your action heroes. Announcing Sprint e-Solutions.
Not a bad start to the madness, is it? Let's run down the scores for you. In Boise, Idaho, Georgia State and Lefty Drizel advanced with a 50-49 victory over the Wisconsin Badgers. In Greensboro, another Big Ten team falls. Utah State in overtime over the Ohio State Buckeyes, 77-68. Chevy MVPs of that game, Bernard Rock of Utah State, Ohio State's Ken Johnson, your Chevy players of the game. Meanwhile, in Uniondale, New York, Kentucky over the Holy Cross Crusaders by a score of 72-68. Now, those of you ticketed for games in the West, in San Diego and Uniondale in the East, your games are coming up right now. Those of you ticketed for games in Boise and Greensboro, rest assured we will get you there for the tip-off of your games. That all comes your way right after this. Enjoy, everyone.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by Chevrolet, the United States Marine Corps, Nextel, and by Screen Gems, The Brothers.
This is the all-new Silverado Heavy Duty. The most powerful heavy-duty pickup you can get. And the 2001 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Silverado Heavy Duty. More truck from Chevy.
When I go, I go. I get in the zone and everything gets left behind, especially my old antiperspirant. It never kept me dry, but this one's different. High endurance red zone. The strongest form of wetness protection ever made, just for guys who sweat big. Nothing is stronger. High endurance red zone absorbs in the skin to help stop odor and sweat where it starts. Guaranteed. Or call 1-800-PROVE-IT and Old Spice will buy you a stick of yours. Come on, take a dry run in the red zone. Intense protection for intense people.
Fred, can you get the new software that IT didn't approve?
I opened that virus just like IT told us not to.
At CDW, we understand what it can be like in IT. That's why we have top-name brands in stock, so you get the solutions you need when you need them. Like the compact ProLiant ML300 series server, with Microsoft Windows 2000 pre-installed.
Hey, Fred, you remember those upgrades I forgot to tell you about, right? Good.
Compaq and CDW, computing solutions built for business.
Knock out the fat. George Foreman. All of the colors. All of the colors. Burger, chicken, hot dog. Wow, things are looking more beautiful.
Looking after your wife's dad for the day is no problem.
Easy, I'm not a martini.
Unless you happen to lose him. An all-new King of Queens, CBS Monday.
Welcome to the Nassau Coliseum. And we are ready for our second game of the day here in the East as Iowa, a number 7, takes on Creighton, a number 10. Our first game of the day, a good one, as Kentucky outlasted Holy Cross, winning at 72-68 behind 27 points from Tayshaun Prince. Hello, everybody. I'm Gus Johnson, along with Dan Bonner. Creighton and Iowa, a much more even game, and when you look at this Iowa team, they're without Luke Recker. However, they've really managed to rally, especially down the stretch.
4 games in 4 days, winning the Big Ten tournament. Everybody really contributing, but this guy, Reggie Evans, 16 points, 13 rebounds a game in the Big Ten tournament. They had all 5 starters in double figures in that tournament.
Now, this Creighton ball club, a lot of people haven't heard about them. However, their coach is a good one, and he has a great basketball team on the floor.
Dana Altman, an outstanding coach for Creighton, his 7th year in the NCAA tournament. He's a veteran, and he's got a couple of guys in the backcourt in Sears and Walker, who are as good as they come in terms of being tough and experienced in this tournament.
All right, Creighton on the left, it's Taylor, Corver, Huss, Walker, and Sears, along with Worley, Henderson, Reggie Evans, the nation's leading rebounder, Boyd, and Dean Oliver, the point guard. Steve Alford in his 2nd season, Indiana legend. He led the Hoosiers as a player to the national championship in '87. As you take a look, the officials, Kitts, Stupin, and Terry Weimer. Iowa in the white uniforms and Creighton in the blue. The series note, Iowa leads at 13-10, but Creighton has won 4 of the last 5 meetings, and the Hawkeyes control the tip. This is Oliver.
And Creighton starts in the man-to-man defense, and watch the matchup. Huss against Evans, 12 in blue, 32 in white.
Oliver looking inside for Evans. He'll take the jump shot. It's short. Ben Walker with the rebound. And here comes little Ryan Sears, the senior, a native of Iowa.
Taylor over there doing some splits and stretching, trying to catch that basketball.
Inside, and a whistle, traveling call. Alan Huss and the team profile. Creighton out of Omaha, Nebraska. They play in the Missouri Valley. Did not win their conference tournament, which was won by Indiana State, but they received an at-large bid.
They received an at-large bid as a mid-major based on the strength of their outside conference schedule. Some big wins for them this year against Nebraska and Wyoming.
Ranked 23rd in the RPI and Sagarin ratings. Inside, Huss on the drop step, leans forward and banks it home.
Now, Huss is not a big offensive threat, comes in averaging fewer than 4 points a game, but early Creighton looks like they want to go after Reggie Evans, force him to play defense, maybe get him in foul trouble.
Here's some full court pressure now by the Blue Jays.
Well, Creighton likes to pressure you. They do a number of different types of presses, and there's Evans with the ball inside, and part of what they try to do is not just to steal the ball, Gus, but to get you to take a shot a little quicker than you might normally want to.
Creighton finished the season 24 4-7, 14-4 in the Missouri Valley Conference. Huss again, the pump fake and the lay-in.
Gus Creighton has had 3 possessions, and 3 times they've gone inside to Huss. He scored twice, turned it over the other time, and here's the pressure again.
So Dana Altman going directly at Reggie Evans. Now Worley, the bounce, Evans, double teamed, loses it, loose ball, picked up by Evans. He takes the 11-foot jump shot and buries it. And a whistle, injured player.
I think it's Sears. He may have banged heads with somebody when he was diving after that loose ball.
Ryan Sears has started all 123 games of his career. And here comes a sub, Lyven Pyfrom, senior from the Bahamas.
Sears dives in from the right side of the screen, covered up there by Worley, but I think that's what happened. Worley landed on his head. Man-to-man for Iowa.
Ben Walker, recruited as a tailback, coming out of high school to play football, elected to play basketball instead. Now Sears around the corner, lets it go, and the rebound goes to Oliver. Lead pass into the front court. Henderson on the move. Count it.
And that's Henderson's game, the slashing to the basket. Nice job to get out on the fast break. And Creighton certainly doesn't want to give up any easy baskets to Iowa.
Duez Henderson, a junior from Detroit. The deep jump shot, Korver. Inside, Pyfrom with the rebound and stick back.
Creighton uses 3 guys at the center position. Pyfrom, the second one to be in the game.
Denying the entry pass on the low post. Henderson dives for it. And Oliver will restart the offense. He's guarded by Terrell Taylor. Henderson thought about it. 7 to shoot. Brody Boyd has to get something going. Oliver, quick release. And the weak side rebound to Walker, his second.
Creighton doesn't mind pushing it up the floor either. They like to press on defense and run on offense. And Walker is a really tough player. He likes to go to the basket, and with that strength he can get there and score.
Taylor off the mark, knocked out of bounds, last touch by the Blue Jays. And here comes a substitute. Lindemann and the Iowa Hawkeyes team profile. They're located in Iowa City in the Big Ten Conference. Close to 30,000 students, and they won the Big Ten tournament, winning 4 games in 4 days, as you mentioned, with some pretty nice upsets, outlasting Indiana in the championship.
Really interesting as you look at the statistics from that tournament, Gus. They scored 304 points as a team in that tournament, and the starters scored 260 of them.
Boyd to the basket, and it's high off the glass and in.
And that young man had 22 points in the Big Ten championship game against Indiana.
Walker the other way, off the front rim, and a whistle and foul against Creighton. Lindemann picks up his first. 15:47 to go. First half of play, we're tied at 6.